What's going on, guys? This is Jack Freeman. You're listening to Jack of All Trades podcast. Our special guest today is still in the fitness world, still a woman in the fitness world, still a black woman in the fitness world. Last week, we had a great conversation with Alicia Tillman. If you haven't heard that one, go back and check it out. Today's episode is a talk with my friend, Miss Crystal Cole. She is a cycle instructor. She is what she calls a GroupX instructor, which means that she does a lot of group training for the most part because it's cycle class. So we talk about her journey into the fitness world, and also about her blog that is centered around fitness, relationships, hair, and Crystal, what's the fourth? Crystal, hair, relationships, fitness, and travel. We talk about her journey into traveling, her relationship woes, and the great things that have come out of those woes, the positives that come from being in relationships that we probably shouldn't be in, and the things that we learned from them. So we talked so much about things about the reoccurring theme today is balance, and how we find it in everything that we do, and how we need it in order to keep our lives intact, man. So it was a great podcast, man. Her blog is highly entertaining. We really dive deep in there. So she's standing right in front of me. This is her first time ever doing a podcast. So we just we have some fun today. We talk a lot, and she even interviews me a little bit. Hello. So then I tell my my South by Southwest 2016 story, and all that and more right here on the Jack of All Trades podcast is going down.
Yeah. If you wanna ride, you better make up your mind and choose up. If you wanna roll in the passenger seat of my car, you better make up your mind and choose up.
What's going on, guys? This is the Jack of All Trades podcast. I'm your host, Jack Freeman. I'm here with my man Ryan Rocket, my producer. We're at our undisclosed location. Before we get started today, Chicago, man, we about a week and a half out. I'll be there February 20th. You need to get your tickets right now. We at the Promontory. Sponsored by Duce. Shout out to Duce. Shout out to Duce and the good people over at Bacardi. It's going down. I will also be there a couple days early, so if there are any artists listening or whatever and you need, some music done or whatever, have your coins right, because I'm there. New York. We are in New York, February 22nd, at the City Vineyard. You can get tickets to both shows at thefreemanbrand.com/tour. It's going down. I'm bringing the band. I'm bringing the peoples. Austin, Texas, during South by Southwest, we're going to be at the Gorham Brothers Hat Shop on March 16th. We will also be doing some other stuff, but I don't know when, because South by doesn't like to tell people when they're performing and where they're performing until the last fucking minute. So thank you, South by Southwest, but we should be there anyway, nonetheless. I guess I can announce that New Orleans on May 18th, the NOLA Soul and Arts Festival at Congo Square. That'll be more info on that. And if you want me in your city, if you just happen to be listening, let me know and get your shiz neat together. All right. Yeah. So today we got a guest in the building. She's really clutch because she's not really clutch because I hit her up like maybe like 5-6 hours ago. But she's clutch in that she did hit the buzzer beater and show up at the last minute. Otherwise, we were going to do another no guest episode, which apparently you guys liked. So maybe I'll do it again. Well, I'll definitely do it again. But so today, this is her first podcast. Her podcast cherry has been popped today.
Oh my gosh.
She is a personal trainer.
Okay.
Was that what you would say? Personal trainer?
More like Group X, not necessarily
Okay,
personal.
Group X, a Group X trainer.
Yes.
Which is very, very different. She is a blogger, wonderful with words.
Gosh,
I took some time to read her blog the other day, and
he did the typical thing people do. He asks questions. Is this what's happening? I need to know this.
I need to know.
Wait.
Like, I need to know.
You have to wait. That's how I keep you
Let
coming
me finish
back.
your introduction.
All right.
She's dope. She's full of energy. This is a new friend of mine, like a recent friend of mine. Most of the people that have been on my show I've known for years, except ESG. I hadn't known him very long, and he was on my show. But yeah, just so give it up for the beautiful, the talented Crystal Cole.
Hi. Yeah, that's the sound that it makes when you get introduced, right?
Yep.
Well, yeah, he's right. My name is Crystal Cole. I'm a native Houstonian, born and raised.
What side of town you from?
You know what? It's kind of hard to say,
here it comes.
but I'll drop my hoods.
Okay.
So I grew up in Sunnyside, so to say.
Okay. Yep.
But I actually lived in Mo City.
Mm-hmm.
My dad was a teacher at Jones High School. Which is no longer open.
Right.
But
Did you go to Jones?
South Park. I did go to Jones.
Okay.
I did go to Jones.
Right.
I should have went to Stafford, but I did not. So,
I mean, anything's better than Stafford.
I was a teacher kid. I had to go with my daddy.
Anything's better than Stafford, though.
What? Why? Why you say that?
Stafford trash. Come on, man.
Oh, my God. Well, Stafford people, he said that. I ain't got nothing to do with that.
I said it.
He said, I guess he's saying it. I guess he mean it because he owning that shit. I ain't in it.
Yeah.
But yeah, so I'm a Texas Southern graduate as well. So
Whoa!
Oh yeah, I forgot. We actually played PV today.
Whoa!
I don't like his response to my shit.
Whoa!
I'm a tiger at heart. If you cut me open, I bleed maroon and gray.
And that's probably why you're rotten inside.
But no, he's right. You know, we did actually meet recently at a friend of ours.
Show last summer.
His show.
Shout out to Great House, man.
Yeah, what's up,
Big
James?
Mike, he listens. He's a listener, friend of the show.
Yeah,
all
man.
right, yeah, for sure.
But yeah, he came through and I saw him sing, and he had this beautiful hat on. That's how he caught my eye. Not to mention when he was on stage, he was real fly because I walked across. You know, he's one of those ones that'll talk to people in the audience minding their business. But he kind of called me out walking through. So
I did, because you was walking through in the middle of my show.
Well, I mean, what I was supposed to do?
And I needed to make sure, because I was trying to get crowd participation, and here you come walking out trying to tip out like it's church. And,
I had my finger up.
You put your finger down, man. You put your damn finger down. Out there trying to go get popcorn and shit.
I was trying to get a drink.
Yeah, I bet you're trying to get you some nachos and shit. We had to drink in the backstage, though. We was getting in. Shout out to B. Cox.
Next
Shout
time,
out to,
get me back there, because I was all out there spending my money at the little window.
We'll make sure we got you.
Next time. Look out for me, bro.
We got you next time. So, yeah, man. So,
but yeah.
Yeah, you followed me.
I did.
And I didn't recognize you at first. Mm-hmm. And then we spoke, and I was like, "Oh yeah,
that one, the one that walked through my show,
the one that tried to rob me for my hat at the Davenport."
I was after that hat. That hat was fire.
Yeah, I still got it.
And we keep talking about it. I'm just waiting on you to.
I keep it clean.
I know. I'm waiting on you to go ahead and say, you can have it.
Nah,
it will look so much better on you.
You got to get in line though. Everybody wants the hat for some reason.
I'm not everybody.
Everybody wants to have. For those that don't know, if you look at my Instagram, there's plenty of shots in this hat because I love this hat. It's a very blue. It's very like what'd you call it? Cobalt blue.
That's the name of it, y'all.
Cobalt blue hat. It's called. The hat is called the London Sparkles. It is a Gorham Brothers hat, Gorham Brothers shop hat. All of my hats are Gorham Brothers hats. Actually, you should should definitely check them out. They make berets for women. They make skull caps for like the beanies for the casual hat wear. They make baseball caps. They make 5 panels. They make trucker hats. They make straw hats. They make top hats, which I have a top hat. They make hats like the London Sparkles. They make these they make fedoras. They make everything.
Blah blah blah. Where's my hat?
Yeah,
I want that hat. Don't be telling everybody all the stuff they got. Just give me that hat. That's what I'm still on.
You are a serial.
I want that hat.
Stealer.
That's all I'm all about that hat.
You're a serial hat stealer.
That's the reason that I followed you. Well, you do sing well too.
Well, I
appreciate
gotta
put that out there.
I do appreciate that.
But that hat though.
I might. You follow me because of the hat. See how they don't be loving you for you, Ryan.
That's not true. No, he's very talented too. He has an amazing voice. So
thank you.
That got me coming back too. You know, girls have a thing for men that can sing.
Oh, is that
true?
What it is?
That's what they say. And usually they all break your heart. I guess I'll take a sip of my drink on that because he got real quiet.
You're right.
You got something to say?
Hey, look.
Oh.
I wrote an entire album about the things that I've done in my life. So you
put your business out there.
I don't put it out there. I don't really go completely into the stories always, but there's always my album's 100% autobiographical.
Okay.
So my last album is Define Love. Go check it out. It's on every streaming platform. Go check it out. Yeah, man, it's autobiographical, but we ain't here for about me.
Okay, but seriously, what you're saying is like right in line with my blog.
Absolutely, that's why I told you I was like I do the same thing with my music, and
we actually talked about that just before we got started, and that's exactly how my blog came to be. Many people for years have always said, "Oh, girl, people would love to hear what you have to say." I'm like, I ain't nobody, but. I went ahead and decided to be more intuitive with it and just actually put those thoughts that I had in my head.
So tell them where they can find your blog.
So, of course, my Instagram is Chris_J_Cole. That's CRYS_J_Cole. No, I'm not in love with J. Cole. That's actually my real initials. Everybody always thinks, you love J. Cole.
What's your middle name?
My middle name is J. Shell.
J. Shell.
Yes.
Crystal J. Shell Cole.
Yeah, doesn't it just rolls off the tongue?
Park.
Oh, my God.
South Park.
It just rolls off the tongue. Look.
J. Shell.
It's my parents. It's on them. It's on them. But yeah, that's my Instagram name. But my link to my blog is right on my Instagram, and it's called The Real Cole World.
The Real Cole World.
The Real Cole World. So I definitely keep it real on there. I'm honest, like you did in your album, telling people your experiences, maybe leaving a couple of things out to keep for yourself that you cherish. But I'm definitely being open and honest, and I'm sharing things that made me be who I am and put me in this place that I am in my life mentally, and how I interact with people, how I treat people, how I teach people that I need to be treated as well.
Right.
So that's a big thing for me. But the first name was Keep Your Whack Ass Foreplay. And I know that sounds
I do remember that when it first, yeah.
Yeah, man.
That's funny.
It was, but it was a story. It was a story behind it.
It should be called
Keep Your Whack Ass Foreplay. I try, but I'm trying to think like, what about when I get big and I want my business to flourish? I don't want people to be remembering me as Keep Your Whack Ass Foreplay.
Look, man.
Jack of all trades is befitting.
Yeah, but perfect. Gabrielle Union just wrote a book about how Dwayne Wade does things.
Okay.
And like she said so many things in that book. Apparently, I haven't read the book yet, but of course she went on a promo run, and a couple of excerpts got out there and made headlines or whatever. These people don't care about what you saying. Like, yes, branding is important.
Okay.
Branding is definitely important, but it's also about like people like honesty.
Right.
And a lot of the reason why some people haven't moved into another level is because no one has a sense of who you are, who they are. You know what I'm saying? So there's a level of mystique that people have to have, and I speak specifically like with music, right? Like over the years, like we didn't know what the hell Prince was doing at his house every day. We didn't know what Michael Jackson was doing at his house,
great though,
or Janet, and they would just pop up when it was time to put some music out, and they were pop stars, and that was just it. Prince probably put a lot of his life into his music, with his pen and all that kind of stuff, but these days, people just kind of want to be able to relate to something.
Right.
Like, people love Beyonce because they just swear that that's their cousin from down the street.
Right. But she's still so mysterious as well. We don't know a lot about her.
And that's also, there's a balance there.
Right.
Like, I've been vocal about the fact that I never want to be so famous to where people are just standing outside my house trying to take pictures of my kids.
Oh my gosh.
Because I would be a bad celebrity and I'd probably shoot one of them.
Yeah, but you can't do that if you get that big. Like, that comes with the territory. People want to know. They want, like you said, they want to have something they can connect with. They want to know all about you.
Yeah, but I think that what we create and what we put out should be that thing, and then everything else should be able to. Like, I should be able to go and have a cup of coffee without
everybody taking pictures of you. And
right.
She's drinking a mocha latte. Take a picture.
Because there's plenty of celebrities out there that they really find a way to stay out of the limelight.
They do. Yeah.
You know, Dave Chappelle lives in Ohio. Nobody wants to be in Ohio. You know what I mean? There's plenty of celebrities that have homes in Texas that just be down here because they know the paparazzi don't come around down here. And the reason, because the gun laws are different.
Right.
And the privacy laws are a lot different. In LA, it's a little bit different.
Yeah.
And in New York, it's changed too. Like, you can't really just be running up on people in New York like that all the time. But yeah, so like I say, like, whatever your truth is, you should just say it.
In it,
like,
huh?
yeah, just take it. I mean, Cardi B told us she was a stripper.
Here we go. Cardi B. She slipped into this one, huh?
She told us she was a stripper. She told us what
yeah,
that
you
life
gotta
was about.
respect her.
And
Like,
they
you
was
gotta.
Like, she'll never be this and that. Blah. I was one of those people that I was never, like, you know, obviously she was like Love and Hip Hop. That was the thing.
Right, that was her thing. That was, that's
like
what brought her out.
Yeah, I don't watch Love and Hip Hop, so I don't.
You don't watch none of them? You don't care about what none of them doing?
No.
I keep up a little bit every now and then. Some of them,
I'll be like, who the hell are these people?
All these people, yeah, that's always the question. And then I don't know their names, and I be watching, I be talking about, yeah, that girl, and then him, and then, yeah, so I get it.
You know, the thing about Love and Hip Hop is that I've noticed is that, like, once they get on the show, they all go get the same teeth.
They fit and they the same size for everybody. It don't matter what size your mouth is.
They don't get the mediums. Why y'all not getting the medium teeth? I don't understand.
I don't know.
Everybody got to come in large. Everything got to come in large.
All the teeth. The two.
Remember how like Fubu and like Nautica and all that was making the baggy clothes. Every clothing line was making the baggy clothes. So the mediums was just big.
Yes.
That's what I feel like they doing with the teeth right now.
Yeah, they all get the same
like
size.
The Fubu of.
That's what they call it. I want the Love and Hip Hop teeth.
I want the Love and Hip Hop teeth.
And that's what they put up in their mouth.
They go get that little 50 grand. And go put that 50 grand right in their mouth.
Cardi B said the shit wasn't cheap. That's what she said.
It wasn't. But see, hers ain't really bad though.
Nah.
She got hers shaved down. But there's some ones out there look like they got.
Let them people have them big horse teeth.
They look like the you know, the little wind up teeth that you wind them up and yeah, that's what they do. That's crazy. I don't know what they doing out there. But yeah, man. So tell us more. Like what brought you to blogging? Like what made you say, all right, cool, I'm gonna blog? Yeah.
Honestly, it was more so the people in my life because you know, you have your relationships with your friends, and I'd like to believe I have friends in my life that want me to be better, do better. I like to think that. So it was more so them. They were pushing me to do it. They were telling me, you should do this, you should do this. And so I did it. And so it's been very therapeutic, I can say. I definitely find myself when something happens to me, you know, I'm like, oh, I gotta write that, I put that on my blog. Yeah. But it's so interesting. I went on a date and then the guy was like, I don't want to end up on that damn blog. I was like, I will never say anybody's name, but I'm gonna keep it auto. They gonna probably end up on there. I'm always keep it real too. So my experiences that I've been writing about, things I've been saying, they're all true. They're actually things that have happened to me. Yeah. They're actually they're facts, you know. Yeah. It may sound like a book, but it's real shit.
Yeah, I feel you.
Because people have said that, oh my gosh, girl, you should write a book. Man, this is my real life. This ain't no fake shit. This is what I actually experienced and went through.
Yeah, definitely. Like, is it centric to? Is it mainly centered around your interactions with the opposite sex just as a whole? Because you did do a blog, like you said, there was a blog about how all the men in your life view you. Does that help you adjust or calibrate the way that you interact with men when you're on dates with them, or that you might be interested in and things like that?
Yeah, believe it or not, it does. It's therapeutic, but it's like I'm in therapy too, because to hear how they view me. But my blog actually has 4 main principles. There's fitness, which is something I'm really big and into. There's my love life, dating after 30. I'm 36, so dating after 30. Travel and solo, I do that a lot. And then I have one other one that at the moment it escapes me, but it seems like when I talk about relationships, that is when I get the most feedback. Yeah. I don't know if it's because there's so many women going through the exact same thing that I'm going through. I don't know if it's because they're like, man, somebody told me, girl, that's my story. Who is that? What's the dude name? Because it sounds like it's the same dude I was talking to. Girl, would you send me a picture? Because I need to see who this is. I was like, so I think that, it does help me, because one of the most enlightening things that I've experienced with this process is I ask men who I've never been intimate with, like friends, and then I ask men who I actually dated or had some type of intimate relationship with. My friends say I'm selfish. The men who I was in relationship with say I'm selfless. And I think it's because I want the relationship I have with somebody, my husband, to have children with, my life partner, my everything. Like, I want that person. I want that relationship to be strong, because at the end of the day, that's who's going to be there for me, right? It's not saying my friends won't, but I really want to invest in my man, and I want him to invest in me too, know? And I'm definitely past the point of needing a man to make me happy. I'm already whole. I'm already full. I'm already me. And I just want to find somebody who's going to add to my life, because that's what I want to do for him. I don't want to come in and have to fix you and all your shit, because we both got shit. So you need to help us grow together, but I ain't trying to fix you, bro.
Yeah, I feel you. That is a reoccurring thing.
Hello.
With
your experience as well?
Yeah. Mostly.
Question mark? Yeah. Or, yeah. You like, yeah.
Mostly because I'm probably the one with the shit.
Uh-oh.
And not necessarily that I need to be fixed or anything like that. Understanding is a little bit of an elusive thing when it comes to relationships, and when it comes to the opposite sex, I think we battle each other a lot. And there's not a lot of well, women always do this, and
men always do this.
Men always do this.
Yeah, I agree.
And there's never really much of an understanding between each other. And the conversations always seem to be more of an attack than they are. It's like the struggle Olympics. It's like,
he said a struggle.
It's the struggle Olympics. It's well, this woman did this to me, and this is how, or these women always do this to me, and this and that, blah blah. And men are like, when the women are like, well, these men always do this to me,
yeah.
And and it's like, and that's why we don't ever do this, and blah blah blah. And then there's just like this,
it's like
thing.
A cycle,
yeah. And then what's crazy is that when you see these conversations, when they're stupid enough to put them on camera, most of the time when they put them on video, nobody's really ever saying anything. They're just saying a whole bunch of really obvious things, and everybody's like, yes, that's what you.
That's exactly, that's what I feel too.
Oh yes,
right, and gets you nowhere.
But then when you look at the conversations, there's always women on this side and men on this side.
True.
And it's never like that's how they place them in the video. It's women on one side of the room, men on the other side of the room, and then everybody's
bickering.
Yeah, bickering. It's about to be a tip off, and it's like struggle Olympics. It's man, after you did this and that, blah blah, and I knew that I needed to do this to get that, and I don't never need a man for this. And men are like, well, it's just a
cycle. It can be somewhat vicious, but I can say that with writing the blog, it definitely brings things to light. How I view myself, how I've interacted with these guys, things that I've done to them, or things that they've done to me. So I do try to go into each relationship, whatever it is, date, whatever, and not carry all that old shit with me. The last one was a hoe, so you're going to be a hoe too. I try not to be like that, but I do look for red flags, which is something we tend to ignore in the beginning. We just so happy to have somebody. But fuck that. I need to see your shit early so I can decide if I can deal with your ass or not. And you need to decide if you can deal with me.
That's true.
In my mind.
I'm always I'm always into experiencing somebody that I might be interested in their natural habitat.
Okay, so you want to see them out with the with their friends.
Yeah. Like, because you're going to see me that way.
Right.
So, like, I want to see that. Like, I don't want to do the whole, like, I was never really into, like, okay, on this day, we're doing this at this exact time. I'm going to pick you up at this time.
You need to wear it. No, I'm just saying.
What happens is they're like, okay, cool. I need to wear this. Mm-hmm. I need to figure out my talking points. Mm-hmm. I need to figure out. And so, like, everybody is coming and it's a job interview.
Yeah,
and it's like, let me put on
your best self.
Is this the appropriate attire for the first date or a date at all? Are the things that I talk about a lot of times, or is that going to be, like, I would just rather you show me, like don't act smart.
Be smart. Like, I'll say I don't know shit, huh?
Yeah, like month 3 and us doing whatever we're doing is a bad time for me to realize you stupid. You know what I mean? Or, it's just like, for me, I just want to know, like, who you actually are. Like, you can just be real. Just be who you are.
That's hard for people to do.
It is hard for people to do because they don't know who they are.
I was going to say, some people don't know who they are yet. So they send a representative and then the real them comes on down the line.
Yeah, I've had to, figure out things on my own. Like, find things that bother me that I did about myself. And you all out of drink?
That was Hypnotic and tequila, so I guess I have to drink this water.
Oh, you was getting it. You ain't even. What?
Why you gotta clown me?
No, she came in with a cup. I'm thinking she drinking water. She drinking
bro.
Hypnotic
and tequila.
You
with a little lime juice.
Nah, you should have put some hen in there.
I would have been crawling up the walls over here.
That's the best part. That's the best part. What you mean? No. That's the best part.
No.
Yeah.
No. But yeah,
like, it's just about, like, for me, I just want to see how you maneuver in your, you know what I mean? Like, you ain't gotta, put on the best outfit you had in the closet for me. You ain't even gotta buy a new outfit. Like, it just, I'm gonna show, and not to say that I'm just gonna be in there looking bummy or anything like that. Like, there's a good chance that if I'm interested in you, it's because I already like your style.
Okay.
So if I think you're pretty stylish, then I don't have to, like, worry about what you're gonna wear.
Right. You don't want them to try too hard.
Yeah, I don't want you to try too hard.
Yeah,
don't try too hard, because I'm not gonna try too hard.
But that's the.
Look, we're gonna go out and either you like me or you don't, and that's it.
But can you really know all that on a one date?
No, you can't.
No.
Whether after that one date.
The vibe is, right?
Yeah, and after that one date whether or not you want to see him again.
Yeah, I agree.
And if you don't, then those communications afterwards
become few
and far between.
Yeah, or as my friend likes to call it, ghosting.
Yeah, or you just kind of nudge them on over to the friend zone. And you just kind of
lead their ass over there.
Yeah, just kind of leave them
I
over
get
there.
it. Some people don't know they in the friend zone, though. They be thinking they still got a shot, and you don't, bro. It's dead. It's done.
So what's your worst or craziest date story?
Oh man, I've had a lot of dates in my day.
Out here dating.
I'm out here. I'm trying. I'm gonna get. Look, you got to do this shit to meet somebody, right?
Yeah, shoot shots.
I can't sit up in the house talking about I want to meet somebody waiting on the FedEx or the mailman, and I'm sitting up in the damn house. What are you gonna do? Break in?
Yeah.
I guess I would say. The worst date. I dated a guy. Went out with a guy who was. I'll just say foreigner because I don't want to say where he was from because I don't want to put those because people be thinking, oh, she's trying to say all of us like that. Nah, I'm just going to say about him.
Nigeria, wasn't he?
I'm not. You said that. I did not say that.
You said, and they say they foreign.
Disclaimer.
That Nigerian.
I didn't say that. He said that.
Ahead.
Y'all got that? All right.
Continue.
He said that.
What
no.
was his name? Oluwa.
Oluwatunde.
Baby.
He's lying. Okay. I'm moving on. No, anyway, the only thing that I can say is when in the date, I was being myself and I said like a curse word. Let's say I said, oh shit, something like that. Oh hell, something along the lines of that. And he was like, oh no, my woman is not going to curse.
You must not cuss.
Wait, why you gotta do that?
You must not cuss. My girl is not.
I said, what? He's like, yeah, like no lady of mine is gonna be cursing. And I was like, oh, well, I said to myself, I guess I ain't gonna be his lady because I sure dropping shit.
Well, shit, I don't know what
well, shit, I don't know what to tell your ass because this shit probably over, you know? So I don't know. That was probably, for me, I know it doesn't sound bad, but it was very casual. It wasn't directed towards him. It wasn't like I was cursing him out or cussing him out.
Threw it out there.
I was just like, shit, they ain't got no more potatoes. Like, I guess I gotta get fucking green beans. It was something like that. And to him, that like just, you know, we went downhill. Then he started telling me all the things that his woman is going to do and what she's not going to do. And I was thinking the whole time, ooh, please let somebody call me so I can get the fuck out of here.
Did you, during this date?
During the date.
Was there any point where you were drinking Hypnotic and tequila?
I did not have Hypnotic and tequila that night because his woman would not drink. So he did not let me get a drink off the menu. Hello. So I had water.
What restaurant was this?
It wasn't even nothing fancy. It was a Cheddar's Scratch Kitchen. It was good, cheap, good food. But you know, they got the little drinks. They kind of weak. Sorry, Cheddar's.
Weak as shit.
They are really weak. But you keep your flask in your purse. But God forbid I pull my flask out because then he would have been.
Because then you would see.
She drinking, she cursing, she's so uncouth. It's just like, fuck.
Look at her. She got the tequila in
She got tequila in her purse. She got hot sauce in her bag. So, nah. But nah, he just kind of was saying all these things that his woman is not going to do, you know, and I'm just like, look.
I'm going to do all of this.
I'm probably going to curse every now and then. I said, and it's not even like an angry way or like it's just an expressive way. Like, oh, shit, damn it, you know, damn, I stubbed my toe. Oof, shit, I forgot to get gas. But to him, that was like his woman being less classy or his woman not representing herself in the way that he thought his woman would. And there are some women out there who choose not to curse, and that's fine. I'm an educated woman. I can use a lot of words. I know how to curse you out without actually using curse words. So I just think that for me, it just spoiled the mood because you started putting all these things in place. I'm happy he said it up front because I didn't want to waste his time or mine. Yeah. So that was a good thing. But
yours, though.
That was an interesting date. Another date, I guess I could say, the guy left his wallet at home. Right? Wait a minute. Producer even chimed in on that one. He left his wallet at home. And so, you know, there as a woman, you know, we're taught the man is supposed to pay for your first date or he's supposed to do this, you do that. Or, you know, like my parents do. My dad will pay for everything and my stepmom will buy the Cokes. You know, we go to the movies, he gets the ticket, she gets the sodas and popcorn. It's like that balance in a relationship. Right. So I think, you know, maybe it's not the right thing to do, but I look for that in my spouses as well. I'm not expecting him to do everything for me because I bust my ass. I work 3 jobs. I can take care of myself. But I want to know that it's a team, you know? And I guess that in that moment, I left my wallet at home. First of all, it's irresponsible because that means you don't have any form of ID or anything. 2, you're out with me. I'm not, like, this is a date. Or is it a date? Maybe I'm fucked up. Maybe that's why this is not going well because I don't know what the hell we're doing here. You know, and it wasn't even that he was man enough to tell me. I just kind of found out as the night went on. Okay. So that was an experience for me because I'm just like, dude, you can't even remember to bring your fucking wallet. Come on now. Tell me, or even just turn to me and say, look, man, I forgot my wallet. My bad. Like, can you get it tonight? And I got us next time. You didn't even do that. So there's never going to be a next time. Okay. Because you, I don't like that shit.
It's rough, man.
That is rough. And I think I deserve more.
Maybe he didn't really leave his wallet at home.
I think he couldn't afford it.
I think that's what it was. We got at Cheddar's again.
I don't really know. I don't really know. Then again, if you don't communicate with me, I don't know what's going on with you. Which is what people tend not to do in relationships. And the only reason why I think I'm an effective communicator at this point is because I went through some shit that was horrible and I had to learn how to express myself because I didn't do that. I would just be mad as hell about something that they did to me and I tell them, look, when you did this, that really fucked with me or that really bothered me.
So what was the moment that made you flip that and start saying, like, I got to start communicating and expressing myself a lot better?
It was actually an abusive relationship, emotionally abusive, physically abusive. It was bad. Like, I really lost sight of who I was during that time.
I think that's important to mention because so many women are going through abusive relationships. And so if you don't mind talking about it.
Oh, yeah, I don't mind.
Yeah. So, like,
What
How
happened?
long were you there? You know, how does something like that begin? You know,
So the name that I always call him at this point is Those We Do Not Speak Of. Okay, that's
like
his name.
Voldemort.
Those We Do Not Speak Of. That's the nigga name. All right. So
Tyrone.
those we do not speak of. You know, I think I did not realize what abusive relationship. I didn't know how they worked. Because I had never been in an abusive relationship. In my mind, I had not. So I didn't know exactly what all happened or how it works. But basically, you know, there is brainwashing involved. There is manipulation involved. There is guilt, a strong sense of guilt. Like you see those Lifetime movies, you're like, why she keep going back to him? You know, they're programmed to think that if I can fix this, I'm going to keep working through this because I can fix it.
How old were you?
How old am I now? 36? I was probably between the ages of 28 and 30 because it was about a 3-year relationship.
Okay.
So I was at a point in my life where I knew who I was, but I found out that I really didn't know who I was because I let a lot of shit happen. And when I say a lot of shit happen, y'all, I'm going to be straight up. Like, I got myself into sexual situations where he would tell me, you know, you're good, but you're not enough. You know, so I need somebody else. So we got to have a threesome.
Oh.
So... And, you know, if I can get you, you bad, but, you know, what do you think about her? First of all, I like her shoes. When I look at a woman, I don't look at her body and say she's sexy. I was like, her shoes are fucking fly, and I like her goddamn purse, and I like the color of her nails. But I'm not looking at her in a sexual manner. So it started to become when we would go out, that's what he would ask me, what you think about her? Shit, her purse is nice.
Yeah.
I'm not trying to fuck the girl. Like, I don't look at her like that. So I started asking, what you think about him? How you know, you don't like that. I like that dude over there. What you think about him? You know, so that was definitely, you know, it started to bring tension in our relationship. But I just lost complete sight of who I was. Everything I stood for, everything I believed in, I just kind of let it go with the hopes of pleasing this person that was fucking broken, you know? And I'm not saying I was perfect and I had all my shit together, but I had a good foundation. I had a good support system with my dad and my stepmom, you know, but I just fucking let myself go.
Well, that is,
that was it. That was the point that caused me to say, you know what? Fuck this shit. I got to get it together.
Speak up. And then you just kind of had to, you know, not necessarily, was there, how much of it was fear staying there?
Oh, all of it. The majority of it was fear. It was a fear of everything he was,
or fear of not knowing what you're going to be when you leave.
It was a fear that it was him telling me I wasn't shit and nobody was going to ever want me and nobody was going to ever want to deal with me. So you better stay with me because otherwise you fucked. And I believed that for a long time. So after that relationship ended, it took me about 2.5 years to kind of put myself in a place where I felt like I was strong enough to date and strong enough to show my love inside again, you know?
So in that, at what point did fitness become your
that's what saved me.
I would, so we've never had this conversation before.
Okay.
But I figured that's what.
It saved my life. Yeah. It really did, because I did have suicidal thoughts at one point. I didn't realize that they were suicidal thoughts, but I was just like, I just want to sleep and not get the fuck up. Was when I'm asleep, I don't have to deal with all this shit.
Depression.
Yes, exactly.
Been there.
Exactly.
Yeah.
You don't even realize what you're saying, you know, and sometimes you don't mean it that way, but that's kind of what it is, you know? But I went and filed a restraining order and did try to do a protective order. I was trying to get all my ducks in a row because I wanted to let him know, I don't want your ass. I need you to get out of my life. And so that's what I did. I did that, and my counselor, yes, I did go to counseling. I know it's very taboo in the Black community, but
we just talked about therapy last week.
Shut up, really?
Yeah. So last week, on the show, we had my friend Alicia Tillman, Awkward Yoga Girl.
Okay.
The creator of the Trap Yoga and Tacos.
Yeah, that's real big out here, because I know a lot of people were trying to go to it.
Yeah, so that's definitely the homie, man. And I went through a lot, and I had to start going to therapy and really start trying to figure out
what is happening
and why I was doing some of the shit I was doing. And you know, you don't realize, because you know, you, like you say, you have a good relationship with your family and all that kind of stuff, And I do too. So I'm not like, so I always thought that like that was going to be what kind of got me through.
Yeah, but were you really telling them what was up?
I really wasn't. Nah, I was never really telling people like how I felt about certain stuff. And I think what it was for me, was that I put unrealistic expectations on myself. Yeah. And I know that they're unrealistic and I don't care. So
setting yourself up to fail, basically.
It's just about like, you know, before I did music, I was an athlete.
Okay.
So losing was never acceptable to me. And I don't know where it came from. I just didn't like
to lose.
I knew what it felt like to lose, and I didn't like that. I didn't like people being happy that they won and they beat me at anything. I don't like that shit.
You don't like that feeling.
So, right. So if you do beat me, I will make sure that the next time it is embarrassing for you.
Oh my God. Okay.
Like, it's not even going to be like, I always tell people now, like, cause I'm an athlete at heart. So like when I see guys talking about players in the league and all that kind of stuff, I'm like, dude, the only thing better than winning by 2 is winning by 50.
Yeah.
And there's no excuse behind none of that. Like all these pro ball players, they get paid to play the game.
Right.
If you can't stop LeBron James, then you need to figure out a way to stop LeBron James.
Right.
Because he's not stopping for you. And you shouldn't stop for him. If you dunk on him, he's going to come back at you. And that's just what it is.
That ass, yeah.
And I played football, so I get it. I've had my ass kicked on a football field. Smacked. Like on a football team put 50 points on us. Another team put 77 points on us when I was in college. Like it's been bad. Like and I know that I don't feel good in that. Because I'm also the one that's also put those types of points up on somebody else.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And it's, for me, like, I put these unrealistic things on myself and it just kind of like snowballed because like, I don't understand how I didn't win this. I don't understand me not.
And you're putting in the work and you're not getting.
Yeah. Like, I don't understand like how like, especially in music, because like, if I'm being honest, I'm way better than a lot of niggas. And a lot of those niggas are somewhere that I'm not yet.
Yeah.
And not saying that I'm jealous of them.
No, but you're just trying to figure out what the fuck am I doing and why am I not getting that same accolades as these other people.
And you should never put me on stage on the same bill as them, because I'm going to make sure that everyone in there knows in my own way
that I'm the best.
That person does not belong on the same stage as me, no matter where they sit in their career.
And that rolled over into your personal life, I'm assuming.
Rolls over into my personal life. Look, my career has it's been a good portion of the reason why a lot of my relationships don't last. So and me as well, like I'm still trying to figure it out. And you know, therapy did help me figure out a lot of stuff, because I had to just sit down and like drop all of the pride and all of the stuff that I had. Yeah. And I couldn't say, nah, man, that ain't it. It's like, do you think you do this because of this? And I'm like,
nah, hell no.
And when I'm in therapy, I'm like, yep, I do.
Yeah. Isn't it crazy how like that experience really brings things to the forefront for you? Yeah. You know, it's you're just talking about your shit, but the person is just kind of like, well, you know, do you realize that this is probably an effect of this? And you're like, man, shut your ass up. But yeah, you fucking right.
Yeah. Or how they just like listening to you talk, and then as you're talking, and then as you're talking, you're saying it out loud, and they're just like, and then
you start to realize,
and you like, damn,
I'm paying you all this money, and I know this shit already. Get your ass out of here. Let me out this bitch.
I'm tired of crying in here. No. But yeah, like, so you went to counseling?
I did. Yeah. I kind of had the same experiences that you had, but mine was free, so it was group counseling sessions. If I wanted to do individual, I could, but I just had to wait a little bit longer. Yeah. And I knew at that time my mental health needed immediate counseling. Right. You know, so I started going, and I started realizing I wasn't alone. I started realizing that there were other women who, quote unquote, looked like me. Now, I'm not saying I'm all that in a bag of chips, but I do feel like I'm beautiful enough to be treated correctly. Does that make sense?
Yes.
Yeah, I'm not arrogant, but I know I don't deserve. Nobody deserves shit. But you know what the fuck I mean. Like you're not gonna just rag me like I'm just some little bottom of the barrel.
So in other words, basically, it's like men were treating you as if
not all of them,
or he was treating you as if you weren't who you were.
Yeah. And I feel like, and he told me that, he said, look, I know if I can get you this shit, I can do what I want to do. which brought on those other things and which brought on that feeling for me as a woman. I'm not enough for him. He told me, and I'll never forget this. He said, "You are one of the sweetest, juiciest oranges that I've ever had the pleasure of tasting." He said, "But you're never going to be an apple." And I said, "Do you want an apple?"
Yeah.
He's like, "I know I don't want an orange."
Wow.
And that shit, when you talk about hurt,
Yeah.
we talking about fucking fruit. But I'm standing here like, damn, I'm a fucking orange.
Orange is good too, though.
I'm not going to be an apple? Damn. But, at the time, that broke me, that really broke me. Now, I'm an orange, I'm an apple, I'm a banana. I can be any kind of fruit you want, depending on what you like.
Okay, pineapples.
Come on, pineapples, bitch.
Come on, kiwi out here.
Right. So
that's crazy.
That broke me.
And I think
it broke me.
A lot of that had to do with him projecting
on me. Exactly.
And maybe he was a tomato.
Hello.
And maybe he was a tomato, because we don't know if you're a fruit or a vegetable.
Hello, you're all over the damn place.
Seed, and I don't understand.
Come on, come on in.
But like, yeah, it's a lot of it is projection, and a lot of it is about it's a control thing.
It was
for a lot of men, and I'll be honest enough in saying that, like, men. We do have our issues. Like, we had a 3-hour podcast when I didn't have a guest one day.
Oh, wow.
And part of it was about a lot of shit R. Kelly was doing.
Oh my goodness.
And
you watched the show? I mean, I did. Documentary,
and,
I'm sure.
And I had a post about it on my Instagram, and I just said it one time, and it just was like, apparently people
felt some type of way.
Nobody disagreed.
Okay.
Nobody was man enough to disagree. I'll say that.
Okay.
Nobody
if they did, they didn't say, huh?
Yeah, nobody was. Nobody had the nuts to come to me and say it. But I also felt like, because what a lot of people was doing was, and I didn't want that, was a lot of women were coming forward and saying, "Yo, thank you for saying that. We appreciate that," and and I really wasn't doing it for the thank yous, and I really wasn't doing it for for attention. But I kept seeing people around me justifying this shit, and I kept seeing men around me that I've worked with, that I see a lot. Like, none of my real friends condone that type of shit.
Right.
None of my real family members condone that type of shit.
Right.
It's just a lot of these people are like really, you
feel like they're glorifying his behavior somewhat?
I think that the way that they speak about it also reflects how I see them treat women. So for me, and I'm not even going to say that, like, look, I got all types of shit.
We all got shit. I got my shit. You got your shit.
I've done the infidelity thing. I've ruined relationships I've ruined a relationship that was supposed to be the relationship.
Wow.
I've done that before.
So you know that already.
I know that.
Okay.
My music's 100% autobiographical.
Okay.
So when I realize that there are things that I've done that have been toxic. I realize that things that I've done that I didn't know I was doing were toxic. I've never been physically abusive to anybody. I may have cut somebody deep with something that I said,
and you knew it would hurt them.
I don't think. Well, see, I don't really say things in with the purpose of hurting them. Right. I'm just really blunt about the way I say things.
Okay.
So when I say it can be hurtful, but it's just really how I feel.
Yeah.
And a lot of times I can't necessarily apologize for it. I have to apologize. I have to apologize for the way it came off and the way I made you feel. But I did mean what I said.
Yeah, it's your truth.
Yeah,
you living in it.
Yeah.
Okay.
So, and I get that, and it took a long time for me to really, really check that. But there are things that are just completely unacceptable, and if you have a 14-year-old daughter. And you running around here talking about how, they just out here being hoes and they just wanted, they knew R. Kelly when R. Kelly was about.
Yeah.
Okay, cool. let me date your 14-year-old daughter.
Then you tell me what you think.
I'm 30. Let me take your daughter out
on a weekend
to the hotel.
To a hotel.
Not even out to dinner.
Not even out to a hotel. That means what's in a hotel room?
And let her not tell you about it until she call and you ain't.
And watch you be mad.
Yeah. Like, you're going to want to kill me.
Hello.
So, I really, really, I'm at a point where I can definitely acknowledge and see the things that we do as men that ain't right. And, I do feel that women should be treated better, namely black women. Like, I think that, much of these stories are going unheard because a black woman is involved. And one of the things that was really telling about it was like, when Harvey Weinstein came out, when they was, all these women were talking about how Harvey Weinstein, sexually harassed them and all that kind of stuff. And he was like, he came out and was like, yeah, I apologize. He did all that kind of stuff. And he went on that little apology run, and then disappeared. And then Lupita was like, yeah, he did that to me too. And he was like, yeah, but she's lying though.
Oh, yeah, but all the rest of them was telling the truth. But this one right here.
The other ones, yeah, but she's lying. And I'm like,
she black.
Yeah, exactly. So it's like, I'm like, oh, but we have to believe Uma Thurman, who I do believe Uma Thurman.
And I believe Lupita as well.
I know that Selma Hayek, got harassed. And I know all of these women that have probably ever done a Quentin Tarantino movie have been harassed by Harvey Weinstein because all of Quentin Tarantino's movies are distributed by Harvey Weinstein.
Right.
I know that. I know all of it. But Lupita also.
Which is real. Like, don't forget about her.
Yeah. Like, all of these black women that come out and they say the same thing. And it's going to happen in the music industry even more. And I think it's going to be a shit show. I'm telling you. But, yeah, so going back to fitness.
Oh, okay. We got off on a tangent, huh?
Yeah, we did. But that's the beauty of our podcast.
I'm going to say, right?
That's the beauty of this show. They're going to love this. So,
that was it. My counseling and my counselor said you need to do something that gets you out of the house and out of your mind.
Were you working out a lot before?
I was not. I actually, I kind of was one of those spurts people. I would just do it every now and then. Like, oh, I got to get ready to go to Miami. Okay, let me eat good. Let me work out a little bit. Yeah. So, it actually turned into a lifestyle for me. Right. I started taking cycling is my beast. That's my choice of poison. That's my poison. So I started doing it 3-4 days a week. Then I went 5 days a week. I started doing it to the point where I was like, you know what? I think I can do this shit. I like this. This is great. I like motivating people. I mean, I'm already a teacher. That's my profession. So I can do this. And so I got my certification and I started reaching out to different gyms in the city. And I was like, hey, I'm a new teacher. I want to do this. And honestly, it really saved my life. Like, it was the thing that got me back to moving around and believing in myself and just having the will to get up and go and do something, it really helped me.
Do you get the gratification of, does the gratification come from helping other people more than it does, like, maybe making your fitness goals and stuff like that?
It's a little bit of both. Yeah. I mean, as a woman, I'm 36, so my body is at that point where, like if I eat some BS, my body gonna be like, okay, bitch, you want to eat that kind of shit? Look at your hips, look at your gut, like this and that. So it definitely is great that it keeps me on my toes. But I also like the fact that I change people's lives too. And I'm a beacon of light for them, and they don't know they saved me. So it's kind of like a transference of energy. I tell them that in class all the time. I need y'all to bring your asses to the front because we got to work. This is together. It's not just me up here working. We're doing this together. So yeah, it's definitely been a blessing for me. The people who I've met some great men and women in my life. Just working out to help. With their fitness goals. It is gratification to be able to help them too. It's fun too.
You and Alicia would love each other.
Hey, Alicia girl. Hey girl.
Alicia cusses all the way through her yoga class.
Oh shit. I'm with it.
And it's basically, okay, so the trap yoga thing is just a name. Okay. But it's basically yoga to the music that we like.
Yeah. Versus that old.
Yeah.
Yeah, I already know. Yeah, and I actually didn't get to go.
Sail away.
Exactly. And everybody, dogs pose. We in there trapping it up, huh?
I mean, everything. We were telling a story about like my first yoga class in there. when she was at Black Swan.
Okay.
You know, she was like, she had this thing where she had to tell people, look, because I guess because she worked there, she was like, I'm obligated to tell you that I use profanity.
Okay.
So much so that I'm obligated to tell you that I use profanity.
So that must
also
mean
my music
be
has
prepared.
profanity.
Mhm.
Yeah. So she said, if you don't like it, it's cool. The next class is, you know, in the next hour, and I'm not teaching that one, so like it's all good.
Yeah.
And she was like, in fact, there's one song that I have on the list, on the playlist today, that just has a bunch of cussing at the beginning of the song.
Okay.
Just over and over.
So
and
be
over.
ready for it, basically.
Yeah. So I'm like, damn, I wonder what song it is. So by 30 minutes into the class, the song comes on. He's like, yeah, yo, kick ass, pussy ass, chick ass, chicken boot ass, KY jetpack. I said, yes. And I looked up and I was like,
that's
my
it.
nigga,
Yeah.
my nigga. So yeah, like that, you know, but it helps you get, you know, like maybe you get up and you have a routine where you wake up and you put on your makeup and your clothes and all that kind of stuff. You might have some music that you listen to.
Yeah.
You know, when you're cleaning the house, you got some, and it helps you get you up.
Yeah.
And if it's not, you know, freaking Sinead O'Connor, then it's just not. Then it's not Sinead O'Connor. If it ain't sounds of the ocean, you know,
that
then
ain't
it just
your,
ain't
yeah.
it. So you know, I think it's important for us to, as Black people, to one, encourage other Black people to get up and get active.
Yeah.
And two, create spaces for Black people who are already uncomfortable where, you know, being active to then start feeling comfortable being active.
And you know what's interesting? It's funny you say that because remember I was telling you this morning, I was like, I had a training this morning.
Yeah.
So at first I was the only Black woman in my training. There's not a lot of Black fitness instructors, especially in the cycling community, which is where I am.
Alicia's also a cycling instructor.
I am.
Yeah,
Is she? Oh my God, that's awesome.
She's at Empower Fitness.
Okay, I have to check her out.
Yeah.
I have to look her up. You have to give me your Instagram before we leave.
Yeah, definitely.
But yeah, you know, it's not a lot, you know, and I do bring my music and I bring my flavor to my class, you know. We're not gonna be in there. Don't stop believing all day. We're gonna be. You might hear some Drake trapped in my feelings. Hey, you know, you don't know.
You know what's funny about that? It's crazy. And so I took Alicia's spin class.
Okay, so you know you got to come to my class now because now I feel cheated on.
No, I really do have to come to your class.
Okay, as long as you know, I'm gonna hold you to it.
Class.
Okay,
we're gonna get the times and I'm gonna, you know.
Long as okay,
I promise you.
Long as we on the same page.
Okay, cool.
I feel kind of left out that Alicia got you in her class, but.
Okay, I got
you.
I'm gonna be in the class.
I digress.
With bells on. I'm gonna be in there this week, actually.
Oh,
okay. I promise you I'll be in there this week.
All right, I'm gonna hold y'all. I'm gonna post a picture. If he does it, I'm gonna post it and I'll put it on my Instagram.
All right, cool.
We'll see.
I'm fine with that. I can do that. So I'm in the class and she walks in. She's like, "Okay, so today's playlist is Drake."
The whole class, we're Draking it up.
Like it was Drake features, it was Drake songs, it was house music versions of Drake, it was all types of Drake. It was barbecue Drake, it was Drake Scampy,
not barbecue.
It was Drake Creole, script.
I mean, but you think about it. People been at work all damn day.
Yeah.
Like they come in, they already dragging. Like I don't really feel like working out. The thing that can make or break you, I'm sure you know this, is the fucking music.
Oh yeah,
that is what can make or break a damn class.
The worst thing about the gym is when you leave your headphones at home.
Oh my God, and you gotta listen to that 99.1, the stuff that they playing at the time. Oh my gosh. Nah, I be wanting to hear.
Do you remember? You be like, wait, what is?
Look, no offense, I love Earth, Wind and Fire, but still, when I'm working out, I kind of want to get a little raw, you know.
Also, if I'm going to hear Earth, Wind and Fire, I don't want to hear the EDM version of Earth, Wind and Fire.
Yeah, say that.
I'm not trying to hear that, dog. I want to hear Earth,
trap it
Wind,
out,
and the Fire.
Yes, but if you're gonna do that, trap it out.
Yeah,
I'm with that.
Like I got different types of music that I listen to in different types of workouts. So like if I'm shadow boxing or I'm hitting the bag or something like that, I listen to jazz because everything is about rhythm for me
and beats. Yeah,
yeah. So I listen to jazz, and I really need to do that one day. I need to start like posting the best music for certain workouts. So that's dope. If I listen to Jay-Z during a workout. During a boxing workout, I'm listening to Reasonable Doubt because the music is jazzier. Or I will listen to Robert Glasper. I'll listen to Fela Kuti. I'll listen to what's the name of that? The Brazilian jazz band, and I listen to a lot.
Oh, don't give me lying.
I'll give you the name of it.
Okay.
But yeah, I listen to like things that have like a lot of different rhythms over there. But now when I'm lifting though, I need some 3-6, and I need some 50 Cent, and I need UGK, and I need Scarface, and I need Ghetto Boys, and I need 21 Savage.
Oh, it ain't no games.
Like, it's not no games. We're not playing
all the
no
people you
games
saying
in
they
here.
ain't playing one game.
We're not playing in
Okay,
here. We
okay.
finna move this weight. And
Okay.
that's just what it's gonna be.
Okay.
But like with yoga, I could kind of like switch in and out of like whether or not I'm listening to rap or R&B or something like that.
What do you think you like in cycling?
I don't know. I haven't done it enough.
Oh, you should come next week, like you said, and I'll break you in.
Give me a good. I need a good.
You want some EDM? I got you. I won't do that to you. No, I play a little bit of everything because I just, if it got a good beat to it and a good vibe, it makes me feel good. You know, and that was the thing about working out. They got me feeling good about myself. It got me feeling healthy. I felt stronger. Yeah. Not only was I being stronger physically, I was being mentally fed as well. Definitely. So it was definitely something that I always tell people in my class, y'all saved my life too. Y'all don't know it, but y'all saved my life, you know?
And that's a good interaction and a relationship to have with people.
Oh yeah, for sure.
This is like anything. It's like any class or something like that. It's like 150 people in your class. You can't really get to know the teacher.
True.
And, but when you get in a smaller class, then you can have a more intimate time with the teacher as far as like how you learn and the way that they teach. Yeah, and they know you. They can say, hey, wait, where were you last week? I was looking for your ass. And they'll do that at HBCU. Hey. They'll make sure your ass is in class. Listen here. Miss Cole, I noticed you. God damn it. I had. So you went in here Tuesday. Yeah, but I noticed that you were. Excuse me. Don't call me out. Yeah, they'll do you like that. They will. But like it's important for us to really be active because, we the ones dying young, man. We the ones, like, 40 is not a good age to die. No. Have a heart attack. Listen. And it's what we eat, too. That's another thing. That's what we've been, we came up on soul food. Yeah. We came up on all the shit that's horrible for you that we like. Definitely. And I'm not going to ever stop liking it. And I have it every now and then. Because yams. Oh, yeah. I'm not going to stop. Yams, okay? And I know people like, oh, pork and this and that. I love me some bacon every now and then. So, yeah. I ain't going to even lie, bro. It's been 7 years since I had pork. What? Oh. Yeah. Every now and then, I just like bacon and eggs. I feel you. I mean, and I know it's the swine. Look, and I think it's not even that I think bacon. It's not even that I think pork is nasty. Mm-hmm. I just gave it a try and gave it up for a month. And when I tried to eat it again, I got sick. Sick, of course. And then you said, fuck that. Yep. So that's why I tell people, if you're going to stop eating pork, you gotta stop for sure. Yeah, you can't just give it up and then go back to it. Because if you get sick, I was just telling somebody the other day, they was like, "You don't eat pork?" They was like, "No." They like, like seriously, you don't eat pork? I'm like, no. Like if I eat that, it makes me sick as hell. I'm gonna be in a corner in the fetal position shaking. Yeah, and I guess it's something that's one. I guess I can say that's one of my weaknesses. I do love pork, and I still like some salami. I love all that kind of stuff. So that's something I'm always constantly working on. But one of the things I notice in our community that I do not like is I hear people say, I mean, you could do all that shit and still die. It's like, yeah, but you're not going to die as fast. Exactly. It's like, slow up your damn process. People who say that, those are people who are lazy and they don't want to change. Right. That's all that is. Like, and I get it. They was like, when somebody is a runner and they drop dead running in the park, see, if he would have been sitting his ass at home, he wouldn't have had that. I'd be like, he just would have died on the couch. He would have died at his, like it was, if it's your time, like the same for me. If I walk out of here today and I drop dead, I lived a good life. I did everything I could to make sure I was here as long as I could be and healthy as I could be. But I ain't going out without a fight, bro. Worst thing about fitness and trying to get people into fitness and stuff, they be like, so I'm trying to lose weight. Okay. Okay, cool. What are you eating right now? And they'll be like, I mean, I just kind of like eat whatever, or I eat like once a day or whatever. Because, people think the common misconception is that if you want to lose weight, you got to stop eating. Bye. You're going to die. Yeah.
That's how you die. Hey, everybody, news flash. If you want to die, stop eating. That's it.
If you want to die, stop eating. And so I'll tell them, like, look, if you want to, like, try this or try that.
Yeah.
I mean, I can't really do that because it is, okay,
here we go.
And try that. Well, I don't really do that. Or,
here we go. Excuses.
Like,
Excuses are tools.
Like
that
I give you so
use.
many. I give you so many things. Like, you know, because like with me, when people talk about like trying to work out and all that kind of stuff, my thing is find the thing that works for you.
Yeah.
So if yoga's
if that's your Jewish, do it.
Then do it. If cycling is your thing, then do it. If lifting weights is your thing, then do it.
Shit.
If you don't like lifting weights, then I mean, you're not gonna tone the way you want to tone,
right?
But if it ain't, like, you got to do something in there.
That's what I was just gonna say. By all means, do something.
Yeah.
Don't do nothing.
You know, walk around the block, whatever it is that makes you, you know,
and fast enough to build up a goddamn sweat, not just walking while you dragging your damn feet. Like something to get your heart rate elevated.
Yeah,
you know, and
like, just find something that you can do that will and try really hard to leave your comfort zone so that you can also leave your insecurities behind too. Because a lot of people don't go to the gym. A lot of people don't go to the gym to go lift weights because they're afraid they're going to look stupid when they do it, or they're afraid that they don't look. You know, that girl looks, you know, afraid that she a little flabby in her leggings or whatever.
We all got goals, bro.
Yeah, I mean,
everybody in there got something about themselves they don't like.
Yeah, make the goal to where you can't fit those leggings no more.
Come on.
Make the goal to where you, you know, maybe you don't look as stupid. And don't be afraid to ask for help.
I was just going to say that too. A lot of people go in these gyms and they don't want to ask for help and then they end up injuring themselves or just not going at all.
Or they going in there doing all the wrong.
And that's why they be, what's that thing? Gym fuckery on Instagram.
Oh my God. Yo.
Bro, I laughing so much at that shit. I just be like,
most.
I feel bad for these people. I watched one recently. This chick got on the, she was
the treadmill.
standing,
She fell on the treadmill and then shot her off, and then she tried to get back on it
while it was still going. Girl, look. So everybody going to the gym, there is a such thing called common sense. Yes. Like we can't give you that at the gym.
Let me tell you something. There is never a time where people falling off the treadmill isn't funny to me.
Oh my God. Even if they get hurt, I'm still going to be laughing.
Man, it is so funny seeing people fall off the treadmill. And I hate like even saying that, but
I know it is bad, but it is fucking funny.
It is hilarious. So, but yeah, man, like just try to figure out a way to get yourself active and
do something. Something, like he said, find something you like. Don't just be like, I hate this shit, because you're not going to do it. Like, let's be honest.
I went on I guess 2017 was the year where I just started trying things that I probably wasn't going to be good at first. Because, again, I'm an athlete. So I'm an athlete, and I just decided one day I was going to make music after I stopped playing ball, and that's just kind of how it's been. So everything I try, I'm normally pretty decent at it. And so I needed to start from scratch on some things that I knew that I wasn't going to be good at. Number one was therapy. The other one was yoga. The next one was I work out at O Athletics, so they have a combat area, and this trainer there by the name of Vashawn, she does this boxing class, and she had this one client that she was working with one-on-one, and I was just kind of watching, and she was like, "Bring your ass up here, man."
Uh-oh.
And
I like how she talk.
Yeah. I said, "What you mean?" She's like, "Come up here. Take your shoes off because you don't have boxing shoes on right now. Take your shoes off. Come up here." I said, "I don't have any gloves. You can use my gloves."
No excuse.
Okay. So she was like just showing me how to box. And it's crazy when you think about it, because in perspective, when you put it in perspective, a girl is showing me how to fight. Basically.
But you have to think about it from like the technique and all that.
Yeah,
like this.
Also, she's very experienced. She was a pro for 15 years.
Yeah, so don't look at it like a girl.
Right. So at first, but the other thing about it is, I'm never a person that goes into other people's professions and tries to discredit them because of what they look like or who they are.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So if you know more than me on the cycle, then I'm going to listen to you on the cycle because I have that type of respect for you in that aspect. If you are a soccer coach of any, like, I'm not about to tell you that you're wrong about
Because I don't
coaching.
know.
I don't know shit about
Shit,
it.
I don't know a goddamn thing.
You know, I know that I know that I'm fast, and I know I can catch a football, and I know that not many of you are going to beat me in a race.
Okay.
I get that. But in this boxing shit, it's a whole different thing.
It's a different ball game. Yeah.
You know what
know
I mean?
your lane. Stay in your damn lane.
Yeah. I'm going to stay in my... So I'm like, okay, cool. I come in here humbly, ready to listen and figure out how to do this. Because I also don't want to be bad at anything.
Okay.
So that's why, like, again... My whole life revolves around
winning.
Yes. And not being shitty at things.
Yes. I actually wrote about, I haven't posted it yet, so this is a little piece. I did post it. I had to think back what you said about winning. I recently had a conversation with a guy, and I told him, I said, there's only two things. There's either first place, I said, and it's not first place.
Yeah.
It ain't no second, third, fourth, fifth, I thought I was about to win. Yeah. And next thing I know, you tell me you got a girlfriend. So I'm not first anymore, bro.
Yeah, I read that one.
It's a wrap, bro.
Yeah, I said to, like my dad used to tell me, like when I get a C, he'd be like, you know what a C is? He's like, what? It's almost a D.
F. Oh, look, I said F. I went all the way down.
He would say it's almost a D. And then he'd say, and the D is just, might as well just be an F. And I'd be like, dang. Okay.
And then that's ingrained in you.
Yes.
It's ingrained in me too.
Yeah.
So I get it.
I can't, like if I'm going to get into this, especially if I'm going to spend money on it, because like when you box, you got to get, you got to get gloves. You got to get all types of, you might have to get shoes later on. Thanks. You got to get, she dropped her mic.
I did, y'all. Sorry. I was trying to get it closer to me because I don't want them fussing at me saying they can't hear me, child. I ain't got time.
Nah, but
I don't want to be on the shit list. I want to win.
Nah, you're not on the shit list. You're good right now.
I want to win.
But yeah, like gloves ain't cheap.
No, it's something you have to invest in.
Yeah.
It's definitely an investment. And once you invest all that money, you're going to be like, okay, I got to keep doing this shit.
Yeah. So I kept doing it, and then it just became something that like really, really...
Your release.
Yeah, it's a release because there's nothing better sometimes than just punching some shit. And I got into it, and now I'm able to kind of like teach other people the basics
the right way.
Yeah. And so now sometimes if I go to the boxing class and like I'll help somebody out that really
that's new.
New.
Like who was where you were at one point.
Yeah, and then it's because they get frustrated. I'm like, look, I was just as shitty as you were when
and they need that. We talked about that today in training. People need to know that they look at you and they're like, damn, he can know all these combinations. He know this. I don't know how to do all this.
Yeah.
But just when you tell them like, look, I know we starting out. This shit is hard.
Yeah.
You got to stay with it though.
So one of the things that we did, because at the time, and they're back now, but at the time there was a boxing coach there that had the USA boxing team there, and it was all of these young kids that in high school, and some of them all the way up to their early 20s that are golden gloves and stuff like that, trying to go pro, all that kind of stuff. And so one day in the boxing class, there was 5 people in the class, and 4 of them were like first timers, and then the other one was me.
Okay.
So she was like, I was a month and a half in. She was like, all right, you're getting a little bit too advanced. She was like, hey, coach, give him some headgear. He's going to spar one of you guys. I said,
0 to 100.
All right, cool. So I go in there, and I'm not going to lie, man. The dude, he worked me a little bit. You know what I mean? Because, again, he's in more shape. The guy was maybe 19, 18, something like that. I was 27, 28. He's been doing this since he was probably 10, probably 6. You know what I mean? So it's just a thing where it's like, you might be a good cycler, but Lance Armstrong is
I can't stand up to him.
Beast.
Yeah, it's a different.
But you gonna go in and you're gonna give it your best. And you're gonna be like, look, nah, you're not just finna be out here.
You're not gonna clown me.
Yeah, you ain't finna clown. So and they was like, look, he green, just work, because that's their thing. When you a boxer, he green. So and you could tell when somebody in the boxing, or you could tell on the bag, you're like, oh, he definitely green.
You don't know what the hell he doing.
Yeah, and but. She'd be like, yeah, he's green, but I don't mind putting him in there because he's controlled. So a lot of times you don't want to spar somebody doesn't have any control because they don't know what they're doing and they get wild and then they end up hurting somebody.
And themselves too, probably.
And so the dude was like, all right, you got to get these, you got to spar in 16-ounce gloves and you got to put your headgear on and, you get out there with this dude. So I used to just tell him dudes like, hey, take it easy on me, man. I'm old out here. I can't.
Yeah.
And so, and he got the best of me, but I was like, nah, I can't let these dudes just come in there and just kill me like that. So I just started,
you're not finna clown me, bro.
Yeah, you're not just finna
dog me out here
like some little ass boy. You know what I mean? So now as I get more into it and I learn how to really do and get comfortable in my style, then I get better at it. Yeah. And so now sparring isn't as bad of a thing for me until I end up getting on somebody that is even more advanced. All that kind of stuff. But it was something that I learned that was like, because I've always loved watching boxing. And then I was like, damn, I think I could do that. And then I did it.
I never saw no boxing match and said that.
Well, see, like, it was more so, it was more of a thing of like, not like I think I can get in the ring and actually box somebody.
Okay.
But more of a like, man, that looks like, the workout looks fun.
Okay.
And I respect it. So I'll hang around those guys and just kind of like pick their brains about like, so like when you do that, like what do you, like what's that about? Or like they might ask me what I'm doing, in the gym, like, nah, you should, try this or try that, and it's a discipline that you really gotta, that I really got into. And I know a lot of women, want to get into it. A person like Vashawn is that person for me. So like, you can look at her and say, oh, she can box? Okay, cool. So there are female boxers out here that really, besides Layla Ali.
Right, because that's all we know.
Yeah, that's all we know. And Ronda Rousey.
Yeah.
As a MMA fighter or whatever. But like, it's definitely a thing. You ought to come to class with me one time.
Look, now he's trying to put the shit on me.
Some gloves. Yeah.
Now, why we got, I ain't gonna lie, the boxing workout alone is incredible. Like the bodies are alone, just like, yes. But I don't want to spar.
No, you don't have to spar.
Good, because I ain't.
You're not gonna have to spar.
Good, don't even ask me.
Yeah.
Don't give me no headgear. I don't want none of that.
Get the mitts.
I just want to do that. I would do that.
Punches on the back.
I'm with it.
It's typically they don't spar, but like, every now and then I might jump my crazy ass in there. And
just tell me when you're doing it. I'll come watch.
Oh, you will come.
Is it gonna be like a Martin episode where you're gonna be on the ring? I don't want to fight no more.
Gina,
I don't want to fight no more.
I don't want to fight no more. Nah. I sparred Friday actually. Some guy that they had me. He wasn't like a boxer, but he,
You like it?
He was all right. I think they just kind of wanted me in there to kind of slap him around a little bit, and I did. but but it was. But then at the end, I kind of just was just teaching them like, look, this is what you did here, and this is why I did this.
Yeah.
Because boxing, the only way that you learn is by getting hit.
Yeah, I'm sure.
So even like when you're doing the mitt workout, when you're doing a mitt drill, you can throw them punches, but then a good trainer's gonna slap you, and then you'll be like, see.
That's what it's going to be like. Yeah, that's what it's going to be like. Yeah.
Like, just like on the cycle, it's like, you should have clipped in on the pedal like I told you to.
Like I tell people early on, like, slow down, don't overexert yourself. We 15 minutes in, we got another 30, 40 minutes left. And they became, and then when halfway through, they about to die. I said, did not tell your ass? Men,
because they have this.
Oh, yeah. You're a woman. You can't tell me.
And they have this, men have this machismo thing about themselves.
They do, just like, especially in my class.
It's just like, oh, I can do this faster than
everybody. She can do it. Oh,
I can do this heavier than anybody can do it. And it's just like, bro.
First one tapping out. Yeah, always.
First one. And
always.
I'm just like, and so I'm always mindful of that because I'm like, yeah, that girl probably can do better than me right now.
But eventually,
we're
going to be toe to toe. Yeah.
I'm going to be kicking your ass in a minute. Yeah. But today, you might get me today.
Yeah. I had a dude, and at my gym, a lot of guys come because they don't come because of the workout. They come because they see, oh, look at her. I'm going to go in there.
Yeah.
And I always make an announcement. Don't come in here because you think I'm cute or I'm fine because you're going to get your feelings hurt once we start riding. Because, y'all coming here for the wrong reason.
Be mad. Yeah.
Don't come in here. She fine. Get your ass on.
And then they going to be like, damn, she probably looking at me like I'm some little old
bitch. They quit. I can't do this shit. Well, you shouldn't have brought your ass in here because I'm not letting you leave.
Yeah. You gotta
Lock the
stay
door.
now.
I'm talking about lock them doors in the back.
The door's locked now. You in here. It's just like boxing.
Taped up.
It's a different thing when you have on the gloves that strap and the gloves that tie up. Because the strap, you can always take that strap off, that Velcro, slide that thing off, and go get you some water, go lay down. You put on them lace ups.
It's a wrap.
Fam. You are in there.
You trapped.
You in there, especially if they put the tape around the
That's why I said. That's why I said you taped. That's what I was just thinking.
Like once you do that,
it's a wrap.
Because you can't grab nothing. So it's just like you just out there, which is like
That's
for
crazy.
however long you gonna be in there, that's how long you finna be boxing.
That's crazy.
And that's it. You're not using nothing else. I say all that to say it's just there's so many things in fitness that you can do.
Yeah.
There, with cycling, people think, oh, cycling ain't this, cycling ain't that. Okay,
you on a damn
cool.
bike the whole time. It don't move. That's boring.
Yeah.
Okay.
LeBron cycles.
Does he?
If you're
LeBron, can you come to my class? I need a photo op.
I think he said that he doesn't like the one thing he doesn't like about cycling is that the seat hurts his ass.
Oh, it does. Especially if you go once. You got to go consistently. It won't hurt forever.
Yeah. But cycling is one thing. I just started using the Jacob's ladder.
Okay. What do you think about that? That's very interesting.
The first 2 times I did it, it kicked my ass.
Yeah.
But I got through it. I'm about to start going for longer.
Okay.
I was like, okay, let me see how far I can get for 5 minutes.
Right. And if y'all don't know what a Jacob's ladder is, it's basically a never-ending ladder.
It's a never-ending ladder.
Like a Stairmaster. It's like, how a Stairmaster, the stairs just keep coming and coming and coming.
Yeah.
It's the same thing. The ladder just rotates and you climb forever.
But the difference is, imagine if the Stairmaster didn't move until you stepped. Like you pushed the ladder down.
Yeah.
The Stairmaster, you just turn it on and it just moves.
And it started going and you just walk.
Yeah. The ladder is you move the ladder.
Physically.
So it's resistance.
Yes.
It's cardio.
Yes.
It'll burn your legs out. So what I'll do is I'll do the Jacob's ladder before I start my leg workout.
Okay.
So I'll fatigue my legs first. Yeah, I'll fatigue my legs first and then I'll go do.
Jacob's ladder's always empty in my gym.
We only got one. We only got one.
And we just walking by looking at it like I ain't no fool.
It's like, look, I'm not gonna do that. Is that a belt around that thing? You got to put the belt on, and then just like, so like you just walk on that thing for how long?
Yeah,
no,
it's a challenge. You should definitely try it out. So.
Yeah, you should definitely try out the Jacob's ladder if you bought that life. What else have I started using in there? We got a hill at our gym, so like there's hill workouts and stuff like that.
Okay.
Like a turf hill.
Okay.
It's just like you could do all types of stuff, man.
That's dope.
What gym do you do your thing at?
Okay, so I actually work at 2 gyms. I'm definitely a YMCA person, so I know YMCA people they feel like the Y is outdated, but definitely a YMCA person. And I also teach at this gym called the Preserve, HTX. That's where I was this morning when you reached out. Mm-hmm. It's actually it's in the middle of the city, I would say, but River Oaks area. It's a very boutique gym. So, it's never going to be like packed where you feel like I can't get a machine. Sometimes that's very stressful when you're trying to work out. Yeah. And there's somebody on every piece of equipment and you got to wait.
Yeah.
That can be
24-hour fitness and shit.
Yeah, that can definitely deter you from working out. But, it's a boutique facility. And, my YMCA I work at, my home one is the Houston Texans YMCA. It's sponsored by the team. Okay. So, it's a small facility, but, definitely come out and see me. I'm there on Thursdays at 6. And I teach at the Preserve, HTX, Mondays, Tuesdays, and Wednesdays at 6. So I'm at 6 o'clock every day.
6 o'clock
6 o'clock, Monday through Thursday. And weekends, I don't teach any classes unless I'm subbing.
6 o'clock every day, Monday through Thursday. And you say on weekends you don't teach classes?
I try not to.
Okay, so, because that's your travel time. You be traveling.
I try. And I travel.
Tell us about that.
Oh my gosh. Here we go. Segue. Yeah. I like how he slid in there.
Tell us about this traveling.
So yeah, believe it or not, when we were talking about relationships, one of the things my counselor says, you need to do some things that you haven't done. You need to get out of this box that you're in. And so one of the things I did was, okay, I'm going to start traveling. I'm single. I don't have any children. I don't have a husband or a boyfriend. There's nothing for me to be home for other than my dog, my sweet honey. I have to let her hear this later.
Okay. You be like, oh, you shot
I'm gonna let my baby. Yes, baby, you hear me, honey? Okay. Jack Russell Terrier Wiener Dog makes my baby.
Okay.
But
okay.
I didn't have anything keeping me home, so it kind of brought this thing about, okay, I want to see the world. I want to see what else is out there.
Mm-hmm.
My first trip was a 14-day trip to Thailand alone.
I want to go to Thailand.
It's so hot.
Definitely want to go to Thailand.
But it was definitely an enlightening experience. Even though I was by myself, I did go with a group, but I didn't know
You just kind of
anybody. I just kind of went. But I definitely I enjoy the feeling of not knowing. I know that sounds weird.
Yeah.
It's kind of uncomfortable, but
Right.
you have to get comfortable with being
Definitely.
uncomfortable.
Definitely.
So, yeah, I just, I work 3 jobs, so I do save my money. I hustle.
Mm-hmm.
And that's how I'm able to do all these things and go all these places. And I like to go by myself because it's interesting. You meet people when you're alone.
Mm-hmm.
Or,
Yep.
You have conversations you probably wouldn't have had if you were with someone who you knew already, you
Yep.
know?
Yep.
So, yeah,
That's what I
that was probably my life-changing trip when it was to Thailand.
Mm-hmm.
So,
that one sparked it all.
it did. It kind of and it just made me want to see not just stuff out of the country, but even in the U.S., like just going everywhere and just having these experiences and meeting these people. And a lot of the stories on my blog, they didn't happen here in Houston. They happened in other places. And I met people from all over the world, different walks of life,
You was out there
Shut up.
sowing your royal oats.
I ain't sold nothing.
Sowing your royal oats
I
out
ain't
here.
sowing nothing.
Yeah.
But no, some of my experiences have allowed me to share intimate moments with people, and some of them have just allowed me to gain new friends.
What's your favorite place to travel?
Oh man, somebody asked me that yesterday, and I had to be honest and say I can't say that yet because I haven't been everywhere.
Okay, so what's the best one you've been to yet?
Yeah, we word that shit. I guess it depends on what I focus on. When it comes to the things that I've seen, I would say that Thailand, like I said, that was my life-changing experience. It was just incredible, like to see the people and the weather and the food.
Food is cheap too.
And everything is cheap there compared to here. But my second place, I would say, was Colombia. I loved seeing people who look just like me. Same hair, same skin, bodies, not a lick of English. They straight Spanish, and they're looking at me like, girl, you don't know what I'm saying? I'm looking at them like, no comprende.
No.
Calm down. I don't know what you're saying. And then they hear this straight Southern coming out of me. They're just like, oh my God. They're like, oh, I love the way she talks. They don't know what the hell I'm saying.
Yeah.
But it was interesting to see like just the beautiful people. Like I don't know. I just love people. Yeah. And I like the beauty of all different kind of people. So
that comes out in your at least your social media personality.
You think so?
Yeah, it does. You have a very, like I said earlier, you have a very I guess you're not bubbly, but you're like, you have a big personality.
Yes.
You have a big smile. You have a big personality. You have a
it's a lot.
You know what? It doesn't even really seem like a lot.
You know what? This is what I've been told. I just said this on my blog. I've had some guys say, oh, I love this larger than life personality you have. Mm-hmm. And then they say, but I also hate it because sometimes it's just too much. Yeah. So I've heard that.
I mean, I guess you could say I have a big personality as well when I go out.
Okay.
But I'm also very much like I can just like chill and not be seen and be cool.
Okay.
But I don't necessarily, I guess for me, like if somebody I'm with has a huge personality and they just doing what they do and they dance and they doing their thing, then like I can't really see how that would be a lot.
Really?
I think it can only be a lot if the things that trigger bad behavior for you always, like if we go out and every time you get drunk, it's a problem.
Okay.
Then that's a lot.
Yeah.
Or if anytime you drink, it's finna be an argument or something like that.
Oh, no.
But other than that, it's just like, we're just having fun, man. Like you just make sure she gets home safely.
Yeah.
When we're good. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like they can't miss you. That's the thing.
And I think that bothers people sometimes. That thing about that you know, you're gonna see me, you know, even if I'm not saying a word and I'm just sitting, you're gonna notice. Yeah, I see her over there. Who's that? Oh, okay.
Yeah.
But it's just one of those things. So it's kind of something that, you know, I've had to learn how to, you know, work with that about myself, you know, because that light that I have, it goes with me everywhere I go. And some people don't like it.
Well, the important part of it is not shrinking yourself for other people.
Hello.
So you have to be able to stand tall and whatever it is that I think that's one of the greatest things like that women can do is like whatever it is that they have going on, whatever features they have physically and, you know, intellectually or whatever, they just own those features.
Yeah.
And they stand tall in it. So if you 5'10", 5'11", you know, don't wear flats because you think everybody else gonna feel uncomfortable around you. Just wear heels.
Do your shit.
Do whatever you gotta do. Like it's, you know, whatever makes you feel confident and sexy and whatever it is that you're trying to convey or whatever it is, like however you feel, dress how you feel.
Own it.
Yeah. You know what I mean? So like it's, you know, I realize that maybe some of the things that like I realize my personality sometimes may make people uncomfortable. I also don't live my life to make you comfortable because I'm not trying to
live for you. I'm not living for you,
and I'm not even coming out here disrespecting you. I'm just out here talking and doing
what I do. Yeah,
and you know, here you come,
having a problem with it,
or having something to say about, you know, if it's summertime, I got my arms out or something like that, and you just
and I've heard that. Oh, she always in the bikini.
Yeah,
well, tell you something. Yeah, do you know how fucking hard I work at the damn gym, changing my eating habits, going 4 or 5 days a week? Yes, I'm gonna put on a goddamn bikini because I'm gonna be an old lady one day, and shit ain't gonna be sitting where it is right now.
And also, it's like
my goddamn business.
If she was, if
block me.
My question has always been like, if I was out of shape, if I looked like you, would you still be bothered by that? Or because I feel like people only really point that out to people that when they're projecting something,
right? Because I've had that. Oh, she always in the bikini. Oh, here she go. That was one thing my ex told me too. Everybody love you.
I mean,
he would take me around his friends. Oh, yeah, because everybody love you.
Like you don't.
But see, that's the thing. It was good at first, but then it was like you said, that projection thing. Like I'm not happy with who I am, so I want to make her feel like shit too.
There's a lot of men that aren't built for attractive women.
Uh-oh. Well, thank you. I think you're talking about me. Thank you.
Well, yeah,
I'm just kidding.
No, absolutely. Like no, but it really is. It's really one of those things. It's like, you know, if you're out with a woman and she's attractive, guess what? Other people think she's attractive.
Right.
And
if I come in here with your ass, I'm leaving with your ass. Don't you worry about another person.
Yeah. You know, and it is about how she responds to certain things or whatever. But it's like if this dude in the corner trying to holler while she's going to the bathroom or trying to go to the bathroom.
That's her job to handle it.
Yeah. And it's like, yeah, of course he's gonna holler because
she ain't with me at the moment. She by herself.
And she look good. Look at her. Look what she got on. Look at her. Like you know what I mean? Like if you feel like you got good taste, then you should
be expecting of that, right?
Right. You should expect that. And I would say the same thing when it comes for women and attractive men or men,
artists. Oh, it got so quiet. Y'all heard how quiet it got? Is this thing on? Let me tap. Is the mic on? It got super quiet. Hello?
That happened.
You want to talk about that? You know, being an artist in this light? How do you have...
Am I being interviewed?
I know. Look, I'm flipping the script because, you know, he told me, he said, oh, this about you today. I was like, oh, no, bruh. I'm going to make sure we going.
All right, we doing this.
Come on, ladies. Let's go ahead and rip this Band-Aid off. So, I mean, as an artist, I know that typically, I'm going to just be real frank. You do sing well. You do have a nice voice. And yes, women are typically attracted to that, right? Mm-hmm. So how do you have something substantial with one? And how do you make sure that she knows she is that one? how do you make sure that she's comfortable in your travels? Because I heard you say New York. You got a show in New York. You got a show in Austin. Like, you're all over the world, and women are beautiful everywhere. So how do you make that one person feel like, you know what, you're it for me? Because most of the time, people who are artists are in this limelight. They dipping in everything with a hole.
Well, what I've learned is that when in a relationship with that, I used to ask my guy Greg Noir,
Okay.
one of the biggest concert photographers in the world right now, lives right here in Houston. He's married with 2 kids, 2 beautiful, beautiful kids. And one of the things that I had to, are you recording me right now?
Can you just talk? Why you gotta? All right. I'm trying to be discreet.
I asked him, how he juggles how he's able to have this marriage and go about his life on the weekends, because like Thursday through Monday or whatever, he's traveling, doing a festival, or when he's on tour with Childish Gambino, like he was, and all that kind of stuff. And I can't even remember what he said. It's on one of my episodes from way back. But,
okay.
But I think what it is there has to be a level of communication there.
Okay.
And there has to be a level of security from the one that you're with. So like, I think that if you are insecure, it's not much that I can do, because even when I'm trying to do, and again, I've done things that have not done well for your security.
Okay.
I've been there. At the same time, I feel like in that case, if I'm trying to fix it, then I have to do a lot more to try to get it. But a lot of the times it's probably not going to work.
Okay.
Because the insecurity is already there. And sometimes maybe I've done something to bring up insecurities that I didn't even cause. Maybe it was something that before
from the
that,
past. Right.
I'm not sure that I'm not positive that well, I know for a fact that every woman isn't necessarily built for my profession. And it's not a knock on them, because it's about, what you can take and what you some people ain't about this. Some people can't take that cycling class. You know what I mean? Some people can't do it. And I get it. And it is hard for me, because you do want I think more for, again, it's about understanding. So like, you do kind of want to be understood a little bit more, and you kind of want people to understand what you do, so that and not only understand what you do, but kind of embrace it and not kind of look at it as if it's your if it's the Achilles heel of your relationship. You know what I mean? Because I am at a point where I have to share myself with everyone when I go on stage and when I'm at these events and when I'm doing all this stuff. Like, I have to make every woman in the room feel like they're the only woman in the room. Now, the way I approach it, though, is that I want 60 to 70% of the people in the room are women at my shows. The other 30 to 40% are men, but they're men that came with their woman.
Right.
So if there's 1,000 women in the room, I'm not trying to go home with 1,000 women.
Are you?
When I'm
just kidding. I'm just
kidding. But what I am trying to do is provide a space for women to, again, feel confident and feel sexy and feel desired and feel like they can stand tall in whatever it is they want, so that a man knows that they got to come correct when they at that show. Right. So when they come in, they can't just run up on you and be like, say, little mom, that kind of thing. Like, that's not my, like, that was part of my R. Kelly thing, was that, like, I make sure that at my shows, if I can help it, I try to make sure that the women in the room all feel comfortable, whether it be, if I can do a drink special or a free drink, or if we can make sure that there's seating over here for women that want to sit down, or if we could just make sure that I can weed out guys that don't want to dress right, that type of thing. But what that means is that when I'm done with my show and people are, and I'm still at a point where people are still getting to know me and try to figure out who I am and stuff like that, I got to meet these people, and people want to take pictures, and people want to talk to me about certain things, and and it's not necessarily all women just trying to throw themselves at me. Most of the time it's not, but
sometimes it is.
So every now and then, like if there's 10 women, 2 of them might be trying to shoot their shot.
Okay.
One of them might be overt about it. The other one might just kind of be, play it to the back or whatever. But like, I'm sharing a lot of my public self to a lot of people.
Right.
And I have to do, and it's tiring. It really is tiring, because performing is tiring for me. Performing is draining, because performing means that I have to, for me, the way I approach it to where I make you believe it is I have to clear out everything in my mind and go to the place that I was when I wrote the song. And if that song is a heart-wrenching song,
that's where you're going.
Yeah. And it sucks.
Yeah.
Because where I really went was a really dark place when I wrote it. And I can't go all the way there, but I'm really teetering on that. And that's really hard. That's like, that would be like me trying to get you to go back to the darkest moment of your abusive relationship and have to talk about that every day.
Right.
And then you have to
relive it. You have to think about
every
it
single day. The things that horrified you, the things that, and then all the things that you felt at that time, and the things that you wanted to do at that time. And you can't, it's hard as artists. And I'm sure a lot of artists go through that same thing. So I have to do that. And then when I go home, it's like, okay, is the person I'm with understanding of that? And, is there a space for me to kind of unwind and just be regular Jack? Or am I going to have to fight with her about, and
that's hard.
That one girl that said something I couldn't control.
But that's hard, though.
It is very hard.
And it's hard for her, whoever she may be. But that's a hard thing for the at-home wife or woman or girl, whatever you want to call her, to, for her to digest that every time.
And the crazy thing about it is that, like, I don't even want, you know what I mean? I don't want whoever my woman is going to be, like, I don't even want her to not be there. I want her to be there.
Yeah.
But the problem
she can't go all the time.
She can't go all the time. But the problem with it is that when you go, it's like
you see it.
It's
in front of you.
It's like take your kid to work day.
Yeah, and take your kids to work
and you're just like, damn, you do all
this
this.
This is what's going on. Yeah.
And so, like, what people don't see is the behind the scenes shit. Like you don't see the part where my money ain't come on time and I have to deal with that. And my band got a million questions and I got to deal with that. And my sound check took 5 damn hours and I got to deal with that. And then I got to deal.
Yeah.
And then I don't get the nap in between. I don't get to sleep in between. Probably didn't eat. And then now here we are.
It's showtime.
It's showtime.
Yeah.
And then everything runs together. And then after that show, I got to go be Jack Freeman again somewhere else. And I always say that, but like, there's Jack Freeman and then there's Jack Freeman. And so there's Jack Freeman who everybody is like, they expect you to be that, like, I don't get a break from being Jack Freeman. But then Jack Freeman that's just at the crib, that's just kind of like not really wanting to be bothered, or just really just kind of want to kick it and just like, watch my show or movie that I like to watch or whatever. And, there's like, even at the gym, like, there's a few people there that know I'm an artist, and I'm okay with that because the ones that don't treat me like the guy that's just at the gym,
which is what you need sometimes.
Right.
You need to be able to step away from.
I have to be able to do that.
Yeah.
And but like on stage, everybody's like, there's the guy right there on the mic.
That's what we know. That's what we
about
came to
entertain
see.
us.
Yeah.
And he better entertain us because I don't know who he is.
And I paid my goddamn. No, just
yeah, I paid
my
my hard-earned money.
Yes,
and
you better give me one hell of a show tonight. I don't care what he going through.
And if it ain't good,
I'm gonna tell everybody. I'm gonna put it on the gram. I'm gonna put it on Twitter.
I didn't like him.
He did this. I wasted my
And I try to just be, and it's hard because you try to be pleasant to people when they come to you and they.
But it's hard. It's a hard balance. I'm sure
it's a tough balance. So it has really taken a toll on my relationships, and it's taken a toll on the way that because I also had to figure out how I was going to handle everything too, and I still don't really know, but I think now I've gotten to the point where I know that it's okay for me to not really know.
Okay.
And it also sucks because I love women. Like, I love y'all. Like, I think that, like, I love seeing y'all out in the audience, and I like having female energy around because I don't want to be around a bunch of dudes all the time.
I get it.
And I got my boys, and we talk sports,
great,
and we talk
but
music,
they're not women.
Like, it's just like, but like.
And it's the same thing for us.
Yeah.
We're the same way. I enjoy my girlfriends and being able to talk to them about whatever, but it's just nothing like.
You just want to kick it with a guy that ain't a creep every now and then.
Oh my God. And just cuddle and just talk about shit. And, it's just nice to have that. So I get it.
Yeah, definitely.
I totally understand that.
It's definitely a maze.
Yeah.
It's a hell of a maze that we get to. I'm really sorry that you didn't get to, why you ain't bring your Hypnotic and Tequila with you?
First of all, I don't even want to tell you about this cup. I'm about to be real honest. It was in my car from yesterday.
So it was Hypnotic and Tequila from
last night.
Where were you at?
I took it with me on the way. I went on a date, and I was like, take the edge off a little bit.
How'd the day go?
It was cool. Yeah, I don't want to talk about it because I know he's already. You gonna put me on that blog? Yeah. So I'm gonna just with me, and you can talk about it after this.
Okay, we'll talk about it.
Yeah, we got each other's numbers now.
Yeah, we do.
So we can have that conversation.
It was like it was cool.
It was cool.
It was cool.
It was all right. Yeah. So I just remember what my other focus of my blog is hair. That's what it is.
Well, no shit, because your hair is like, talk about the hair. Talk about
a lot of people. Your hair looks good too. I'm like trying to do everything I can not to put my hands in it.
You can.
Okay, I will afterwards.
Later. So
that is something that people hit me up about too. Like, what do you do? What do you use? This, that, and the third. How long have you been natural? So I go into that thing. So that is my other thing, and it's just me being very honest about what I'm doing with my hair, because a lot of people. I'm not the big weave wearer, so I can't really talk on that, ladies. So don't go on my page if you're looking for weave tips, because it ain't nothing on there.
Yep.
But just like, being something that people don't talk about, being a fitness person and working out with black
trying to get your hair. Yeah.
Because that is something, when I see these girls online that's doing these 2-hour tutorials, and then they're like, and I'm like, their ass ain't working out because they ain't sweating, because they not finna ruin their hairstyle.
Yeah.
I just got to keep it real. Look,
all
y'all.
All that ego gel for the
all that shit about to be all on your face, on your equipment, and your eyes. Like, so I just talk about that. I tell people, look, I just put my hair at the top of my head. It's going to get wet. It's not going to hold a style. It's not going to be fresh. But this is just what it is.
So for those who have not seen her just yet, she has this very large, flowy, bouncy,
big
afro.
Yes.
And I wouldn't have called you out at the show if you hadn't walked by me with that big ass afro.
Well, it was my fault. I didn't know he was going to be on stage when I came back in. I was like, well, I'm just going to slip through real fast. But he called my ass out. I was just like, geez.
I called you out because I was trying to see what you was doing. What you doing? You walking in,
and I tried to just act like I ain't hear him, and he just clowned me, y'all. So, you live and learn.
I ain't that bad.
It wasn't bad, but
But she ran up on me at the Davenport afterwards like she was going to squabble me, but it was really because she tried to rob me.
The hat, y'all.
It was the hat.
Cobalt blue hat.
You can't even, look. with the hair that you walked in here with today,
I couldn't even wear the head,
that hat is going to even make it.
I can, twist it. I can pull this down.
Look, you can do, put the Sealy braids in there.
I can put the braids. I can rock that hat. Nobody would even know what's going on under there.
To beat me. You get them Sealy braids. Get the ASAP Rocky braids.
Man, I put them braids in at night. I ain't ashamed.
So, how long have you been natural?
Now I would say about 11 years. It's been a long time. Yes. So,
what type of styles were you wearing before? You were just wearing like perm, trying to get the...
I was crack is whack, crack is cheap. I was getting that crack put on that hair every 4 weeks. I was on it.
Was there a chop that went on, a big chop?
I did do a chop, but I kind of did a transitioning chop because I knew I truly was not comfortable with just wearing like a short head of hair. I knew that wasn't going to work for me. So I did kind of like a lot of little roller sets, like transitioning styles to get by with length, and then I was just cutting it off little by little, cutting the perm off. So now I have no perm on my hair. I haven't had any perm or relaxer.
That's what's
in
up.
About 11 years now.
That's what's up, man. So you, what would you say to people that don't want to get their hair, that worry about their hair sweating out when they're trying to work out?
Your heart don't know what your head look like. Your body inside is what I will say. So you have to, that's something, it's a sacrifice. I do wash my hair every 2 weeks, but I have to say, when I'm working out, I'm not worried about how my hair is going to look after. I just got to do what I got to do because I want to take care of myself.
That sounds like when people say nothing tastes as good as pretty feels.
Listen.
Listen. So,
I'm just telling you, it's definitely a challenge. It's something that you're just going to have to learn how to find that balance. Like we've been talking, balance has come up about 3 or 4 times today, right?
Yes.
With working out, with music, with relationships, with love life, everything. You just have to find that balance. And that's the key to it. Like, I know I'm going to work out, so I have to figure out what I can do with my hair that's going to work. Like today, he said, "Oh, you got dress." I'm like, well, look, I just came from the gym. I don't want to look like, boo-boo the fool. So
yeah, he was like, yo, look. So she said, all right, I got to go home and change out of my workout clothes. I'm like, okay, cool.
I did.
I'm like, all right, she going to be out. She came in full face of like a full makeup, the whole set. She probably did her nails on the way. Like, this all happened like within 45 minutes, by the way.
I wasn't playing no games. It was like, look.
She came in with the jeans on, with the boots, not with the fur though. She had the boots with the fur.
I don't got boots with the fur.
She got the furs on top of her head. Everything. She had it, she had the whole, got a little accessories on.
I wasn't, because it's always an opportunity for a photo, so I'm not going to be looking like, who the hell is that he's taking that picture with?
Let me snap a picture.
That ain't going to be that's not what they going to say.
She tripping.
But
hold
no.
on real quick. AJ is voice calling me right now. Face it.
Live?
Yo, we recording a podcast right now, AJ.
Uh-oh.
I'll be there in a few minutes, bro. Don't look at me like that. I swear I'll be there in a few minutes.
Uh-oh. We're going to have to wrap it up. Now, you got people looking for you?
That'll be all right. AJ's one of my good. Shout out to AJ, man. AJ's a good guy.
AJ said that ain't cool, bro.
Now, they at the cigar lounge. We about to go smoke cigars. And
okay. Yeah. Get smoked out.
A little bit. We're going to have a cigar.
Well, I guess I got to let you go, huh?
No. You good. We good. They're fine.
Okay.
Yeah. So what were we saying?
So we were talking about hair. And you said, what would I tell people? I would just find that balance.
Yeah.
If you're going to work out, if you sweat anything like I do, your hair is going to get wet. Yeah. So figure it out. And, like I said, your heart don't know what you're looking like on the outside. Yeah. It know what it feels.
And invest in some shampoo, sweetheart. It's
wash
all good.
That shit. Don't nobody want to smell no funky hair.
How often do you wash your hair?
That's what I was saying. Like, I try to do it every 2 weeks because I sweat so much.
Yeah.
So once a week is not, I just think that sometimes I don't have the time. But every 2 weeks has been kind of my thing for now. That's when I just can't stand it no more, personally.
Keeping the bounce and the
yes. I try to. So I washed it Thursday. So this is.
Okay, so it's fresh.
This is fresh, but it's
like getting a new haircut.
It's still somewhat, I still sweat in it. Like I said, I just did something. So it's just kind of a part of the process. You just got to figure that shit out, man.
I'm with it. What else you got going on these days?
Nothing. The blog has been my thing that's probably keeping me the most, I would say, busy. One thing that's taking up my time. But, they always say, you make time for what you want to make time for. So this is something that has been keeping me pretty busy. So I'm Real Cold World. I'm doing that probably maybe 2 to 3 days a week where I actually just sit. And even if it's just me putting down an idea, I'll do that. But it's been interesting because you'd be surprised at the feedback I've gotten, or just people who hit me up and say, man, I thought that was about me. Don't be so vain, bro. It's not about you. You thought you was the only one? Sorry. It's hard to disappoint you, but you was not the only one.
Good thing I ain't got nothing to be written about yet.
Well, you don't know, bro. Keep on.
Oh,
we'll
no?
see.
Okay. All
we'll
right.
see. Nah. But yeah, that's my thing right now. Definitely that. That's been, that's my baby right now. That's what I've been putting time into. Staying away from going out maybe and staying at home to work on my blog, so.
Oh, you be out though.
I make sure I live now.
You be out.
Like I said, that was a time where I considered not being here anymore. So now
definitely got to enjoy your life.
I be like, I gotta live.
Definitely got to enjoy it. I'm never mad at that.
Yeah.
You're a teacher.
Yes, I teach music, kindergarten through 4th grade.
What kind of music you be teaching?
General elementary school music. The songs, the games.
What songs you be teaching?
The songs that you teach kids in elementary school. I mean, I ain't teaching them your stuff.
Bad and bougie.
No, God, no.
Come on,
we just teach them there's like the TEKS, the Texas state standards. I teach them all that stuff. So, they do rhythm games. They learn quarter notes. They learn values. They learn that kind of stuff, musical things.
So you have a musical background?
Yeah, my family, my whole family, everybody pretty much sings, plays. My cousins, shout out to Jackson Avenue, Memphis, Tennessee.
Okay.
My cousins, they're singers, and they have an amazing group, and they sing beautifully.
So you be singing?
I do what I can. I ain't trying to get no record deal. Yeah. No, I'm just saying. I ain't trying to get no record deal, but I do sing with my kids every day. I play piano, I play flute, so yeah.
Okay, my sister plays flute.
Yeah.
Yeah. What district do you teach in?
I teach in Pasadena, everybody.
Oh, okay.
But I won't tell y'all the name of my school.
The brown children out there in
It's no blacks hardly. It's just pretty much all Hispanic.
Yeah.
I think we got a handful of black kids and a handful of white kids. But the district out there is heavily populated Hispanic.
Yes, it is.
A lot of immigrants, Mexico.
Yeah.
Yeah. But, they all just trying to make it just like we are.
Absolutely.
They trying to make it.
Shout out to the kids at the school.
Come on, kids that drive me up the wall.
Yeah.
They call me Miss, and I hate it. My name is Miss Cole. Miss. Oh, that drives me up the wall. I was like, look, nobody else around here looks like me. You better know me.
Miss, I just barely did my homework.
Barely. I just barely got here.
Miss.
Oh, my God. But I love my kids, and I do think that, I've taught at a predominantly black school. I've taught at a predominantly Hispanic school, but I definitely know that a lot of Hispanics, my parents value education. It's so interesting. And they teach their kids that. A lot of them the parents don't speak English, but the kids are bilingual. So they really want their kids to learn because they're like.
And they want them to have the life that they probably didn't have.
Yeah. And so I can definitely say they value it. Now I do have some that just hood and just like, your typical parent that's going to want to. Yeah, the typical parent that's going to want to, drag you in the parking lot because you said something to their kid. I had that the other day. Parent, are you her? You miss? I'm like, yes, I'm her. What happened? You told my son that he acted like a 2-year-old. I did. Tell me what the problem is. That hurt his feelings. I said, girl, let me tell you something. He was acting like he was 2. I'm sorry. And I said it because that's what he was doing. Yeah. Now, damn, am I trying to hurt his feelings? No, but the boy was acting like a baby. He's 10. He rolling on the floor and kicking.
No, we're not doing that.
Bro, you 10. What you doing? Stop it. Stop it, bro. So anyway, it's like with any other job. It has its challenges, but I really do love what I do. So, and I love the fact that it allows me the opportunity to have a blog and model and talk about hair and do the gym thing. So it's great. I mean, I'm in a really great place in my life. I'm happy.
That's great. You look happy.
I am. I am. I have no shame.
I feel the energy.
Good.
Of the happy, man. I
feel
definitely
it.
feel
Take it in. Is it too much?
No. It's never too much.
Okay.
Never too much.
I can't turn down.
I like happy people.
Okay, good.
I'm not
That's all I got.
I'm not always a happy person, so.
We have our moments, don't we?
Yeah.
But don't stay there too long.
I can't.
Don't tarry too long, as my grandmother would say.
It's rough. So it can be rough when you stay there too long.
Yeah, man.
So, the Real Cold World.
Hey, that's me.
No, it's Real Cold World, not the Real Cold World.
No,
right?
not the.
It's realcoldworld.com.
Real Cold World. Mm-hmm.
And that is your blog?
That's my blog. You can, like I said before, you can definitely get to it on my Instagram page. My Instagram is at Chris, and that's CRYS _J _Cole. Like I said before, I'm not in love with J. Cole, but that's my real name.
J. Shell.
J. Shell.
J. Shell.
Look, you got it. J. Shell. No, that's my middle name. So that's my true government name. You know, so if he ever try to sue me and say, you can't say that, well, bro, I am the real Cole Word. Like, that's my name.
You know, okay.
So, you know, J. Cole, if you listening, shout me out, you know, come check my page out.
Y'all do a collab?
Yeah, can we do a collab? Like,
play the flute on it?
What they call it, shameless plug. This is a shameless plug. I have no shame. I'm just dropping it. So, yeah.
I ain't mad at it. So, Preserve
thank you,
HTX.
though. Preserve HTX. That's my gym. I'll teach at the Houston Texans YMCA. Yeah, y'all. I'm just out here trying to figure shit out like everybody else. Trying to make it.
I'm with it. So, I forgot to think of a story for today.
Uh-oh.
So I'm starting this thing where I have a lot of funny stories or cool stories. So it's normally about the industry.
Okay.
Or about, you know, things that. So I told a Bilal story last year.
Okay.
I mean last week. And then I told a Scarface story, I want to say a couple weeks before that.
Okay.
And I told a story about how I was accosted by a young man who quote unquote would do anything to get on. It's a very long story. It's a very weird, awful story.
Let me hear it. Some of it.
I'll tell you the story when we get out because I already told it.
Okay. I missed it. Now I gotta subscribe because
what's the what? Ryan, what you think I should? I've done a lot of things in my life.
Ryan been in here. He's so quiet.
Yeah, Ryan been
quiet
in
as a mouse. He been rolling with us though.
Let's share a story about. I think you already talked about that last time. The best experience you had working with somebody.
Working with somebody.
I know this is the best blog he's ever had. I'm just kidding.
It might be.
No,
you might say this is my favorite one.
I'm just totally kidding. No.
Best experience I had working with somebody. Actually, yes. Best experience I've ever had working with anyone.
Okay.
Is back in 2016. So I have this thing about my life that every time something really bad happens to me, something really, really good happens to me.
Okay.
So I was working at a cigar lounge close to around this time, 2016. And I got fired. So I got fired because my boss was a racist asshole.
Okay.
So I lost my job. I don't have this job anymore. How am I going to take care of this? How am I going to, like it's just a bad situation. 2 weeks later, I get a call. And I got a call from a company called Edelman. And they were saying, hi, this is such and such with the Axe Collective. And we just want to let you know that the music that you submitted to us 2 months ago was, accepted into this competition that we're doing. I'm like, I don't even remember
doing it, submitting it, so to say.
So, but I didn't say I didn't send it. I was like, excuse me, what?
Okay, yeah,
And so they were like, yeah, we just want to know if you're free during South by Southwest. And I'm like, yeah. And she was like, okay, well, we're going to give you a call on whatever day, and we're going to tell you more about it. But congratulations. And I'm like, what is going on right now? So turns out I submitted my music at the end of 2015 to a competition that said you have to send a music video to Axe, and Axe was doing this thing called the Find Your Magic campaign, right? And the person that they had choosing the music was John Legend. So they called me a couple of days later, a day later, something like that, and they were like, they had me on a conference call, and they were like, hi, so congratulations. You were one of 5 that John Legend picked. He handpicked these artists. I'm like, what? He did what? And they're like, so we're having a show during South by Southwest week where all of you are going to perform and John's going to perform, and then there's going to be like some other artists there, and it's just going to be a big showcase, and it's going to be sponsored by X. And I was like, okay. And he was like, we don't actually work for the company. We work for the marketing company that works for the company that they outsource to. So Edelman has a deal. Edelman is a marketing company that runs the marketing accounts of Unilever. Unilever is the company that owns damn near every single like soap brand that you can think of: Caress, Dove, Axe. I don't think they do. They don't do. What is it? Old Spice, but I think they do. I think Old Spice might be like not Johnson & Johnson, but something like that. But anyway, they have like it's a big conglomerate, and they, like most of these companies, for people that don't know, a lot of the companies that you consume are owned by like 1 or 2, 3 different companies, like one big company. So Coke owns everything, and then Pepsi owns everything, and that's just what it is. So they're like, yeah, we're the marketing company that runs all of that stuff for them. So they're like, okay, cool. So where you're in Houston, right? I was like, yeah. He's like, okay, well, South by is in Austin, so it may not make sense to fly you, so we're just gonna send a car for you. It's like, okay. And I'm still not registering. She's like, yeah, we're gonna put you up in a hotel for about 4 days, and we're gonna do, first of all, finding hotels during South by Southwest is
bananas.
Bananas.
Yeah.
Everybody upcharges their hotels.
Oh yeah, it's ridiculous. Motel 6 is high as hell.
Yeah, it's like the Super Bowl. It's like the All-Star weekend. It's like the Olympics, whatever. So they're like, yeah, we're gonna have you stay at the W. Is that okay? And I'm like, yeah.
But I'm gonna say no. I don't want to stay at the W.
Yes. Like, yeah, we're gonna fly. And he's like, oh, and part of the thing that we do is as a winner, you have a video conversation with John, and you could talk to each other. Talk to him for about, an hour or so, or whatever, however long. I'm like, so I get to just talk to John Legend on Skype, basically. And they were like, yeah. And I was like, okay. So they scheduled this time, and, I'm sitting in this room waiting on John Legend to fucking call me. And we're talking, and he's like, I think Chrissy Teigen, his wife, was really was pregnant at the time, and I think she was like maybe 6-7 months pregnant. So like it wasn't a whole lot of time that he could have, but I got a good hour out of the guy, right? So he just mentored me, and I talked to him I played him other music, and just was trying to get as much out of him as possible and as much game out of him as possible. So I played him one song, and he's like, yeah, I like this song, but I didn't explain to him the premise of the song before I wrote it, so he didn't really understand the hook or whatever. The song was 50 First Dates, by the way, so if you haven't heard 50 First Dates, it's been out for years now. But he was like, I know it's really hard for somebody to just sit up here and pick apart your music. And I'm like, dude, I've been compared to you and Anthony Hamilton my entire career. So if anybody's going to pick apart my music, it's going to be John Legend today. So you go ahead.
Right. Mm-hmm. Yeah, do your thing.
And so it was really dope. I went out there, and they just took great care of us, and they foot the bill on a lot of stuff. Like I looked up the room during like I was just curious, and I looked up that room at the W during South by, and it was easily a good $800 a night. And I'm like, oh, like this is what it kind of feels like to be on the other side of this shit. Like when I don't have to really pay for nothing, and people just got to do stuff for me. And I only performed one song. So I was up there 5 minutes, right? So it was so much going on. Like when we got to the hotel, Miguel was checking out. Gary Clark was checking in. Gary Clark Jr. Ray Shrimmer was just like running in and out of the hotel. Like they were doing stuff with Shazam. I think Shazam had a conference room that was open. They were doing some demos and stuff in there. And Like that whole week was just dope. And it was the first and only time so far that I've been paid to go to South by Southwest, basically. And so we go and do this show, and the bill was Alex Newell. So if you don't know Alex Newell is she was on Glee, and she's a transgender woman that's she has absolute range. It's just ridiculous. So she goes on first. Gallant goes on second. For those that don't know who Gallant is the last few years he's gotten really popular. He's an R&B singer. Falsetto is just like kind of his thing. Then Aluna George, who I believe is from London, did a DJ set. And so then the five of us go on, and there's 1,500 people at this venue, this outdoor venue, beautiful venue. The weather was perfect. John goes on for 30 minutes afterwards. So when I get off the stage, one of the ladies from Edelman is like, "Hey, Andy really likes your show." And I said, "Andy who?" And she said, "Andy Roddick." And I said, "Wait, the tennis player? Like US Open, like Andy Roddick?" She's like, "Yeah, him and his wife are just right over there." So for those who don't know who Andy Roddick is a tennis Hall of Famer, and he's married to Brooklyn Decker, who is a Maxim model. I think she did the Sports Illustrated swimsuit edition, all that kind of stuff. I was like, "Well, can I meet him?" And they were like, "Yeah." He just, you just walk up to him. I'm like, "Okay, cool." So I walked up and I said, "Look, excuse me, sir. First of all, if you've never been around a tennis player, you don't realize how big they really are. Andy Roddick is a good 6'5". If you put him on a football field, he'd look like Tom Brady. But more chiseled, because Tom Brady doesn't have he doesn't have an athlete's body. He's just tall and he's got a nice arm. This guy is built like an NFL quarterback. And so I said, "Excuse me, look, man, I watch tennis a little bit, and I really like," I said, "I watch Serena Williams and I watched you." And he's like, "No." And so he got ready to speak. And so Brooklyn turns around and she goes, "Oh my God, we were at the bar trying to get a drink, and all these other people were singing and they were cool or whatever. But then when you started singing, we rushed to the front of the stage and we couldn't get enough of your show. Like, we wish that you had gone on longer." I'm like, "What?" And he's like, "No, you did really good." I was like, "Well, can we take a selfie?" So we took the picture, right? So then me and Brooklyn just start talking about how, we're just chopping it up and all that kind of stuff. And he's talking about how, how they're really cool with John, and how, they came, they have dinner with each other, and they always go down there. The couples go and have, double date and all that kind of stuff. And it was just a really, really good situation. And, we got really cool, and, I got plastered after that show. Because they had the dressing room, but they put alcohol in the dressing room, and it was sponsored by Deep Eddies. So they had Deep Eddies vodka in there, but I don't drink clear liquor. So somebody had like the 750 milliliter bottle of Jack Daniels, and I was all for that. So I was like, yes, I get to unwind. I'm finna go have some drinks. I got my friends here. Like, I got people came down from people drove from New Orleans to come kick it with it. Like, we were really kicking it. So the rest of the show was John. And then after John, Ray Schrimmer closed out the show. So Ray Schrimmer turned this bitch into a college party. And it was when it was out. This was around the time that "Somebody Come Get Her, She's Dancing Like a Stripper." That song. So I'm in there, and it's a little bit of a haze. So I'm in there just getting it in, right? It's 5:00 in the afternoon. It's a little bit of a haze. I'm getting in. So they're like, "Yeah, we're having dinner afterwards. Come to dinner." People from the magazine, I cannot remember which magazine, sponsored the show, and he's like, we're gonna have to ask people. That's me. He's like, we're gonna have to ask people. We're gonna have the magazine here, and we're just gonna be able to kick it. John's not gonna be there because he's got to go, and I was like, fine. So I get to this. I get the True Looks right on a scooter because I got a scooter from this company called Urb, URB-E. It's a fold-out scooter, and it had just come out. And they decided that they wanted me to have the scooter so that I could rep the brand while I'm out there. I have no idea. I had just met them at the W that week. So I rode the scooter from the venue to True Looks. I get to True Looks. I am finished. But I'm not like finished to the point where it's like, oh, okay, Jack's got it. But I was drunk though. And so I get there. I'm having dinner with these people, and they bring out the wine, and they bring out the fish, and whatever. I think I had fish that day, like salmon or something like that. And we was getting in, and I'm just like talking to these people as if I'm not drunk, but you know how like it was just great. And so one of my OGs, one of my mentors, Craig, picked me up. He's a radio promoter, and he's like, yeah, we're going to this Apple Music party. So we get to Apple Music party, and DJ Jazzy Jeff Just Blaze is DJing, and then DJ Jazzy Jeff is closing out the party DJing. So I'm here, and I'm like, there's Anderson .Paak right there. He had just come out. Yo Gotti is like standing in front of me. Young Thug is right here. And then there's Zane Lowe, the interview guy. And then there's Ebro from Hot 97. And then there's Leor Cohen. And I'm sitting there, I'm like, wow, like I'm really drunk right now. And then I went back to the W, and I popped bottles with the pastor. And it was fun. It was great. And that was one of my best South by Southwest experiences of all time. So if you're again thinking about going to South by Southwest, you should definitely do it right. You got to do it right.
You've already told me the best years are
just
ruined my experience altogether.
Now it might take a resurgence, and it might get better and better after. But I went last year. It was cool. It was cool last year. 16 is when I went. 15 is the year I skipped, and it wasn't a move. But yeah, man, that's my South by Southwest story. I wasn't prepared, but it was the best, one of the best times that I ever worked with anyone. And I say that to say because Axe is like everybody, clowns them because they had the body spray back in the day, and that was just kind of like all they were known for. But they really are a brand that is, in my experience, they're about, pushing things forward and doing dope stuff. And hopefully I get to cross paths with some of the guys from Edelman when I get back out there in New York next week. So there it is. So thank you, Crystal.
Oh my gosh. You're so welcome. This was my first time. It was awesome.
It was your first time.
Yes.
Your first time being on a podcast.
Yes. I've been asked, but I have not been able to attend. So
okay. Well,
worked out today.
We popped your podcast.
My podcast cherry has been broken.
I'm coming to the cycle class this week.
Yes. Okay. I already told y'all I'm gonna post it, so we'll see.
If I don't come, I 100% will allow you to clown
you. I will clown you. I will pull up a whole speech. I'll type it up so I can read it word for word and clown you.
Okay. So look, I leave for Chicago next Sunday.
Okay.
So
you're gonna be busy this week, probably.
Yeah. I'm gonna have time.
All right. You got all I need is 45 minutes.
Okay. That's all
Okay.
I'm giving Alicia an hour on Sunday night.
Okay.
On Monday night, for yoga. And then I'll do something with you.
Okay.
This week. Monday through Thursday. We're going to do it. And every day that I don't come, you can say, oh, so you didn't come today?
I ain't going to do you like that. I'm going to let you at least make it through the week. And then if you don't, then I'm a clown.
Nah, you just be like, so you didn't make it? Bet.
Oh, okay.
You just do it.
I was going to let you make it. So Friday, then I was going to light that ass up.
No, he's going to oh, bet.
Yeah.
Okay, cool. Thank you so
But no,
much,
thank
Crystal.
you.
going
This
to the
was
game
awesome.
tonight?
I don't know yet. My parents are going to be there, so I might roll through. Hopefully TSU will whoop up on that other school.
There's no such thing as that other school. Prairie View A&M University
We're not
is
even
the
talking
school.
about that.
The Prairie View
Here we
A&M
go.
University.
Here we go.
Let me tell you something. The Prairie View A&M University.
Blah, blah,
1876.
You know what? I ain't gonna lie. I got a lot of good friends that went to Prairie View, so I have
Damn
respect.
right. All
for
your
PV.
best friends went to Prairie View.
This is
didn't
not
they?
true. That's
the
not
best
what I
people in your life.
Did
were
I
Prairie
say
View
that?
A&M University.
That is not what I said.
Grads.
Okay. Anyway, I just gave you a little bit of credit, so just take that.
Oh, I'm going to take all of it.
Oh, yeah.
You give me an inch, I'm taking a mile. You want to know why? Because
you one of
Prairie View
those.
produces productive people.
What do you think TSU does? The
Not
same
that.
damn thing.
Not
Yes,
that.
thank you.
TSU.
Yes, it does. Okay, and wait a minute. How do we close out? Okay, good. Now, I'll close out. He's trying to talk too much about other stuff. So I just want to say, everybody, I had a great experience. Jack, you're an awesome individual.
I appreciate that.
I love connecting with fellow unicorns, people who are just hard to believe that they actually exist. So, yes, you're a fellow unicorn.
I'm a unicorn?
You are.
Oh,
you didn't know that?
We'll talk about that.
Okay.
I know I was a unicorn.
Yeah, bro.
Yeah.
But yes, again, Crystal Cole, Instagram, Chris, CRYS _J _Cole. My blog is right in the bio. Subscribe, follow, link, share, like, all that good stuff. Real Cole World. But Jack, thank you so much for having me. I appreciate it.
No problem.
This is incredible.
Thank
Great.
you so much. Thank you so much. I'm glad you had a great experience, man.
I did.
We got to have you back one day. You know,
Yeah,
get an update on your blog or something like that.
I'm ready.
Yeah. All right. So we out of here. Bye.
Peace.